The Academy Awards is no stranger to controversy.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock was only the beginning.
Oh, wow.
From surprising in memoriam snubs
Oh, come on. Can we talk?
to posthumous winners,
And the Oscar goes to Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
join us for a look at the Oscars through a morbid lens. That's today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder.
Injury and death.
Shocking new details.
that has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death in Entertainment.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's up?
Everybody.
Hey!
Welcome to another edition of Death and Entertainment. My name is Kyle Plouffe.
My name is Mark Balcarin.
And I'm Alejandro Dowling.
And you have just entered the Oscar sode.
Entered. Wow. Whoa, it's like
Or
the
maybe
octagon.
it's entering you.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Or
It's getting weirder as you go.
the dragon.
Yeah, you've entered the dragon. You've entered the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
2-man enter, 1 Oscar leave.
So our last episode was the day after the Will Smith slap.
Yes. And we didn't get to cover the fact that I didn't even realize, I knew he won the Oscar, obviously, but I didn't realize he got a standing ovation after he slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Disgusting.
Horrible.
Wait, not directly after though. They settled the room, and then after he won the Oscar. You mean?
He got a standing ovation after his speech during his Oscar win, which was like 15 minutes later.
I thought you were saying like right after the slap happened, everyone got up and started.
It's like that
whoa.
Roman Coliseum.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, get him, kill him.
The head of the Oscars just a thumbs down to like.
I watched some of it on Hulu.
Okay.
I got to the Chris Rock part, and it's shocking still.
Oh, they kept it in?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But with the muted version when Will Smith is saying, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. That whole shit.
Yeah, I saw the Japanese version somewhere where it's just, it translated to Japanese exactly what they said, and you could hear just like the gasp in the room, the quietness.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because people laughed and clapped after he got slapped in the face because they thought it was like a bit.
Yeah, and then it's just like it was just the weirdest unfolding of events I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then when he said "fuck" really loud, everyone was like, "Oh!" It's like that's what you're worried about.
Yeah.
And what was cut off from most of the clips that are available is that Chris then continues presenting the award for best documentary.
Yeah.
And he makes some more jokes even. Like, watching a documentary, it's like reading a book. So you don't have to read the book, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then he presents it to Questlove, who won for Summer of Soul.
Yeah.
And then he says, the winner, Questlove, his real name, whatever his real name is.
Yeah, he's got a real name.
And a bunch of white dudes.
Oh, yeah.
And then some Indian American guy was mad that he said a bunch of white dudes.
I saw him on Twitter. He's like, what the actual fuck? I'm like, all right, dude, well, I'm sorry your thing got overshadowed, but this is a more important element of what just happened in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Then Questlove proceeds to give his speech like nothing happened.
I know.
And then about half hour later is when there's the Pulp Fiction reunion with Uma Thurman, John Travolta, and Sam Jackson.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't even know that happened.
I knew that happened, but I didn't watch
How was that not even in the news?
Get this. They're the ones that presented Will Smith the best actor.
Oh, my God.
And none of them were bothered at all.
Was Tarantino doing it?
No, he wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there. Okay.
But they weren't bothered one bit. They presented to him standing ovation, as Kyle said.
Yeah.
And then they all hug him.
The show must go on.
Nobody makes any... Amy Schumer comes out later and says, did I miss anything? I was backstage. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, she's a hack.
You said it.
Someone said it would have been funny if Chris Rock came out with a neck brace on and presented another award.
Yeah.
If he was planning to sue Will Smith, that would be the move.
Jim Carrey said he would have. He said he would have sued him for $200 million the next morning.
Yeah. Jim Carrey doesn't give a fuck.
No.
by the way, guys, we're not going to talk about this the entire episode, but we have to cover it a little bit.
Yes.
But Gayle King was interviewing Jim Carrey, and she's like, we could all see that the situation escalated, throughout the situation or whatever. And he's like, no, it didn't escalate. All of a sudden, Will Smith, who has some evil, crazy shit going on inside of him, decided to slap someone in the middle of a live broadcast.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Unprovoked.
Zero escalation.
Yeah.
Unprovoked in the sense, run-of-the-mill joke that's been done a million times throughout the years at award shows.
Yeah. It was a bad joke.
Bad joke, yes.
Joke.
That should have been his only punishment, is telling a bad joke.
Yeah, just let him bomb.
Yeah.
Some people have it in for Chris Rock in the industry. When he hosted the Oscars the first time in 2005, he makes a really innocuous joke about Jude Law.
Yeah.
Saying like, he was in every movie this year. I think he was even one of the caterers on set.
Yeah, who was like, who is this motherfucker?
Yeah. And then Sean Penn comes out.
I remember
and
this.
is like,
This I remember.
I'd like to answer Mr. Rock.
Yeah.
Jude Law is one of our finest actors.
Yeah, Sean Penn is always there to save the day for things that aren't really needing of saving.
Yeah.
And now he's threatening to smelt his Oscars.
Yeah.
For what is it for the people of Ukraine?
No,
or something?
if they didn't bring Zelensky on to the live simulcast, whatever, of the Oscars, he's gonna smelt his fucking Oscars. Who gives a fuck?
I know. Yeah. Who's gonna stop
Smelt them all and pour it down your throat and fucking kill yourself.
But he was great in Carlito's Way.
He's a great actor. Don't get me started here.
My daughter in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, he got a little out of control in Mr. River, let's be honest. But like he was great, but he has a weird thing going on in his head where he's the center of the world in the universe.
Well, he did interview El Chapo.
Yeah.
Gotta give him a little bit
he
of
got
credit.
conned somehow in that. I forget the exact details, but he got conned. And then he went to Haiti, and he was there for when Katrina hit, and he had like a rowboat. He saved like 2 people. And like, well, 2's better than none, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, we got some pictures, right?
I'm surprised. I thought he was going over to Ukraine and like he was going to put up arms against the Russians. Like, if
that's what he wants you to think.
If he does that, my hat's off to him.
But you have to be scared of his threat, though. We have inflation, gas prices are outrageous. The war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And could you imagine a world where we don't have his Oscar?
Yeah, smelted.
Please don't melt your own awards.
Is that my smelted Oscar in there?
I'd lose sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Who cares about him? Yeah, his movies and everything suck these days.
Yeah.
What movies? I can't even
Well, he
think
did a
of one.
Hulu thing about like he was an astronaut. He was like a Hulu. No, it was an Amazon series in which I wouldn't call this acting. He's just like hard staring, at space basically.
Like a Star Trek thing, or
It's hard to explain. It sucks. I watched 10 minutes of it.
The last movie I saw him in that I really liked him in was Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, yeah. I love that movie.
That has gone down as one of the worst movies people say
Really?
have come out in the last 20 years.
I thought it was great.
I'm in between on this one.
Really?
I pretty much enjoyed it when I saw it.
Okay. Well, I'm going by totally the reviewers, which is probably not something you should be going by these days.
I thought it was fantastic.
Now I feel bad.
Yeah, I'm more on the
Kyle's giving me
good
the
side of the movie.
Kyle's giving me the side eye like Jada
One of
was
the
giving
worst.
to Will Smith.
Yeah, you thought he was just gonna jump in and attack the movie too.
Yeah.
He's coming to slap me, guys. for bashing on Mitty.
Yeah.
Some
2013.
2013, that's right. That was his follow-up to Tropic Thunder.
Well, Tropic Thunder was amazing.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite. I say to everyone, that's the last best comedy that's come out.
You gotta love a movie that starts out with fake trailers.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I love that
It's like
shit.
the first 15 minutes too.
Yeah.
You're like, what is this movie?
The Fatties Fart 2.
Yeah, that movie was so fucking funny, and then they did the weird priest one, but Tobey Maguire comes in.
Right.
They call him the MTV Best Kiss winner.
Oh man.
Good stuff.
And the other tidbits that have come out this week about the incident, Will Smith was asked to leave and refused.
Yeah.
No, they lied though.
Well, they did.
Yeah, that came out that the Academy lied.
Oh, they didn't
saying
ask him to leave.
They did not.
Wow.
But then they said they did.
They said they did.
Why would they lie about that when it's easy to verify that they didn't do that?
Because it's a PR fucking
it's saving
it's
face.
an atomic bomb disaster, PR was.
Yeah, as I told you guys, I think after we recorded the last episode, in 2001, AJ Benza was on the Howard Stern show, and Stuttering John was making fun of him about his recent show cancellation.
Yeah.
He had a talk show.
Ain't it a bitch?
Yeah. And then AJ Benza went to the back office and slapped Stuttering John.
Yeah.
And they sent him home, and he was banned from the show.
Well, he had anger issues. I remember watching that on E. Yeah, they aired it all fully.
Oh, yeah.
But with a lot
They
of
milked it.
A lot of bleeps and stuff. And sure, and that was like why everyone watched that show. That was amazing also. The Howard on E! Entertainment was great.
Compared to the Oscars, though, Will Smith got a standing ovation. He wasn't sent home.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just to give the benefit of the doubt. They're reviewing the issue with the Academy. They could ban Will Smith for life. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's like cops investigating themselves. They're like, we have a board review of our own board. Like,
yeah.
They're not going to figure anything out.
That's true, but that's any organization, too. You can say that with Howard Baba Booey. He was the one that put that together. You think he's an infallible, organization is Baba Booey?
And Will Smith has resigned from the Academy.
That was crazy.
At the same time that Netflix announced its halted plans on a film called Fast and Loose and a Bad Boys sequel.
Two was probably the worst movies that would have been never made anyway.
Yeah.
And Will Smith plans to hide out at a luxury retreat to quote unquote heal.
Oh my God, what a fucking
That is
asshole.
the most Hollywood shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Chris Rock, according to his comedy show in Boston the other night, he's still healing himself.
Still processing.
Well, I heard he came out and says, he goes, I hope you didn't come here for the fucking slap because you wasted your fucking money.
Yeah.
You know what all these people are doing? They're counting their money because they're doing way better than we are, and we shouldn't feel bad for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's going to work out way better for Chris Rock than it is for Will Smith.
You think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he's way more sympathetic, obviously.
Yeah, that's why I was confused when Jim Carrey said, I would have sued Will Smith for $200 million the next day because that video is always going to exist and it's always going to be a mark on my career. And it's like, not really. It's, people are on his side and they're going to support him whatever he does for the next couple of years just because of it.
Chris Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he, if they started just like fight, like, on the floor, just like scrapping, it would have looked way worse.
Yeah.
So much worse.
Yeah.
If they're just wrestling around and they're like, they have to cut to commercial right there instead of like present the award, that would Chris Rock dealt with it the best way any performer could have in the world. And it's because he's a stand-up comic. Any regular actor in that scenario would fold a cheap suit. They wouldn't have any clue what to do. When you're a stand-up, you're prepared for anything in the room.
Yeah.
Especially a New York stand-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Good thing Michael Richards wasn't the presenter.
Oh, boy. Or the butt of the joke.
Yeah. They would have had to fucking take him out of there with a straitjacket or something. And then Seinfeld would have been on Letterman or whatever. Or Stephen Colbert with the most awkward interview ever seen. That was weird.
Why are late night talk show hosts the place where you apologize for things like that?
Yeah, talk about nuanced issues.
Yeah. Will Smith will probably go on he's going to do an interview at some point. Who's it going to be with?
Gayle King.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. It's always Gayle King.
Yeah, that's the go-to person.
Is there anybody else doing interviews anymore?
Martin Bashir still does some.
What?
Well, he's in some shit at the BBC or something for falsifying info on Lady Di or something years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I read some weird thing. I'm like, why am I reading this at some point?
That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But he's still in some shit with the BBC, I guess.
You know who should interview him? The woman that interviewed Prince Andrew.
Wait, who was that?
I don't know. Some British lady.
Well,
but she was
She
good.
got him choking on his own words.
She
and
was
stuff.
real good.
Yeah.
Or what's her name from the PBS NewsHour? The lady who interviewed Bill Gates.
Oh yeah, that
I know
lady,
exactly
too.
who you're
She
talking
got
about,
him
yeah.
stuttering like a motherfucker too.
She needs to interview Will Smith.
Yeah, whoever's like really good is gonna stump Will Smith, because I don't want like a softball questions like, why was this a justified slapping? You know?
Yeah.
We don't want Robin Roberts, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because remember the Jussie Smollett interview?
Oh, my
She
God.
just let him spout whatever BS he wanted to say.
I saw some meme that it was Jussie Smollett, and it said, I was slapped by Will Smith, too.
Didn't y'all see it? I was going to get my Subway. Then Will Smith jumped out of nowhere.
And called me the N-word.
Whoa!
Okay, moving on. The other big story that dropped this week, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Suffering from aphasia, which the Mayo Clinic defines as a condition that affects your ability to communicate.
Yeah.
Well, if you've seen his more recent movies, like there's no communication going on in that. I don't even know what's going on in half the movies. Not to his fault, but I could see how he needed to like put some scratch together to retire. You know, it looked like he. You know, all these big stars, they spend their fucking asses off.
Yeah.
Because they don't think it's ever going to end, because they're like bankable stars. And then some bad disease happens or something, and then they're just like kicking ass in order to have enough money. Like you see all these old, like Pacino's like 85. What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah. Nicolas Cage just came out and said that he spent the last 20 years making straight to video on demand movies just to get out of debt.
Yeah.
And he just got out of it
I
like
heard
2 weeks
that.
ago.
He like bought like 5 islands like after Face Off, and he like
yeah, he owns like half of New Orleans apparently too.
Yeah, I don't know what he had to give up or something, but they're spending like Michael Jackson level, you know.
I've picked up people's garbage for $100. I mean,
Yeah.
I would do a straight to DVD movie.
True.
Exactly. Well, that's why they could do that. They could come back, but it was harder than they thought it was going to be. They thought it was going to be like 3 movies worth. They didn't expect the industry would change so much, in which like the amount of money they can get per movie would go down from 20 million to like, 20,000.
Yeah.
And the amount of movies you can squeeze in.
Yeah.
It's multiplied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They used to make so much more money. I don't think people realize that, but the industry was like, wait a second, we could pay these people a lot less money. Remember like 2000 where Julia Roberts was like making $20 million? Jim Carrey's making $20 million a movie.
The Cable Guy was his first $20 million movie.
That's ridiculous. That's that one.
Yeah.
That's the one where he really banked in on that.
Oh, yeah.
And what you were saying about the recent Bruce Willis movies, he wasn't in top condition.
The movies themselves, though, were garbage. But I heard he had like a handler with him that was helping him like get through like day to day, because he was not doing well like mentally and stuff. I think he had a stroke or something.
That's what can cause aphasia.
Yes.
Yeah, and like brain damage. I think he does his own stunts, or did. So he probably knocked his head around in the Die Hard
But
days
they
and
don't
stuff.
tell anyone because they don't want it out there.
Yeah.
So they tell their doctors, don't tell anyone. I'm not going to tell anyone. Even if they have a heart attack and they're like, they're in a wheelchair, they're like, I'm fine.
It's so disturbing, but true.
They come wheeled in on a stretcher. He's great. He's ready to act today.
I know what I'm doing. He's not wearing pants,
He died 3 days ago.
but he's still fulfilling his obligation.
Yeah. Contractually, he's there. Didn't say he had to be breathing.
I looked up the titles on IMDb from his last 2 years of movies, and I started randomly punching them in on YouTube for the trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, each trailer was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Except the co-star changed to some other C-list celebrity.
Some no name, yeah. They're not even popular like background actors from regular. They're nobodies.
How did we not get these fucking roles then?
I know.
I think they're producers' kids and stuff, and like friends of like financial people and stuff. Because
No, but
be in a movie with Bruce Willis.
They're kind of has-been like actors.
What happened to your voice, Dad?
There were some names in them, but
sometimes.
has-been.
Yeah, has-beens, or just like stunt guys that are just like, hey, how about you just be in the movie instead?
But they all had the same music in the trailer.
Yeah.
Same plot.
It's always like SWAT mixed with like drug cartel mixed with
something military.
Yeah. Some mercenary group, some splinter group or something.
And then it shows Bruce Willis for a second at the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah.
Then they always end with Bruce Willis saying some line of dialogue at the end, like, I never leave my brothers behind.
Yeah. And the entire movie is just close-up shots so that that you can't tell that he's on crutches,
Right.
It's like that's what they do, because I saw the last movie he did not even any movement. He didn't walk.
Really?
It was just close-up
God.
shots. Yeah, it was weird.
Okay, for instance, this one called Midnight in the Switchgrass, it has Emil Hirsch and Megan Fox.
I think
those are the co-stars.
I might have watched this
So
one.
those are the kind of co-stars in all these movies.
I've never even heard of that movie.
These movies are getting made, and it's actually shocking. I think this brought something to the public eye that we weren't aware of, just how many weird movies are being made out there.
Direct to video or something. They're like,
for who?
For Redbox.
Who the hell is watching these?
I don't know. That's a good point.
I can't even keep up with the best A-list content on Netflix.
Can I tell you what my theory is? Which I have a lot
let's
of
hear
hot
it.
theories and a lot of stuff. I think it's money laundering. I think it's a way for like the Russian mob or something to clean money, is to make these bullshit movies.
Wow.
And put them out somewhere. Or either that or tax write-offs or something like that. There's no actual reason why anyone should be making these movies. No one should be working on them.
It looks like a movie. It smells like a movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
No one will ask questions.
Yeah.
That's one of Mark's hot theories.
Okay. Hey, at this point, nothing shocks me too much.
Yeah.
Except that Will Smith slap.
Yeah. Well.
And then another couple little things that came out with the Bruce Willis story. He unloaded $65 million worth of property. Woo. And now he's going to be living in Brentwood.
Still pretty good.
At a large estate, being taken care of by his kids.
Yeah.
The same kids that I think put him to work the last 5 years.
Wow, they're like
a cash cow.
They're like, we don't want to go to work.
Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah.
Who was forcing him to work like this?
Well, that's what happens with all these like big celebrity families. None of the kids that they have ever want to work a day in their lives. Which can you blame them?
I wouldn't want.
He's got like 5 daughters, and they're like, they've tried to make it on their own. It's not working out. Okay, rumor Willis. No one's paying attention.
She had a second. She was in the House Bunny.
Something.
Dancing with the Stars.
15 years ago. Oh yeah, Dancing with the Stars.
She's got a really big chin on her.
I don't want to get into that. All I'm going to say is the Willis daughters got his genes.
Yeah. Maybe a mix of both. I haven't seen.
They look like him.
Yeah. They're Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
In a wig.
That's 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah. It's a goocher.
And then the Razzies announced they're rescinding his category. Bruce Willis had an entire category called Worst Performance by Bruce Willis in a 2021 Movie. And he won for a movie called Cosmic Sin.
That's
and they
hilarious.
took it back. They rescinded it.
Yeah, and they said if someone's medical condition is a factor in their decision-making and or their performance, we acknowledge that it is not appropriate to give them a Razzie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is surreal territory. We got people making movies that are out of their minds. Not only can we not talk about it, we can't even joke about anything. You can't even really.
That'll happen with Nicolas Cage too, because I think it'll come out. Maybe he's kind of crazy, like actually on the spectrum crazy.
But also, not that I want to make fun of someone with aphasia. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is Kevin Smith is now apologizing for shit he said 10 years ago about Bruce Willis because now he has aphasia.
Well, they hated each other because of the movie Cop Out.
But still, that's a cop-out to say you can't joke about someone in the past, before they had aphasia or now that they have aphasia. They're great. You can't say anything bad.
Yeah.
That's just a dangerous precedent, I think.
I would agree. Yeah. Well, you don't want to. No one wants to be on record, shitting on someone that has a medical or disability.
I'm a Bruce Willis fan.
He was great back in the day.
Excellent performances. Die Hard.
Moonrise Kingdom was my favorite last one he did.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Great actor.
So you think they should have kept the Razzie?
Or doubled down on it.
Yeah. Worst performance by someone with aphasia in 2021.
And 2022.
Here's the implication, though. Okay, fine. Take that statement at face value. Then what do you say about the people watching these shitty movies?
Yeah.
They're basically saying, like, that wasn't a real performance, so you can't judge it. So then what about the fan that's out there that watched the movie for real? What are they supposed to think?
Well, we don't care about them because they're insane people.
Yeah.
I know.
But Nicolas Cage says he stands by every single thing he did to make his money, to get out of debt. Every single movie he's done in the past 20 years, which has been, a lot of them been wild, just him just nuts. He stands by all those performances.
Bangkok Dangerous.
Yeah.
And whatever, the Ghost Rider. And those were the more high-profile ones.
Yeah, after Ghost Rider was like a studio movie, but after that, he got a little wacky with some of the movie choices.
He's doing better choices now, though. He did that Pig one.
Yeah, Pig was great.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was awesome.
Yeah. Everything after the movie he did where he played the screenwriter, Charlie Kaufman. Adaptation. Everything.
Great performance, great movie.
Yeah, then maybe Gone in 60 Seconds, whatever.
Summer Fun.
Not a great, but then it just started getting really weird. And then you could tell like he's just doing these direct-to-video movies. And
National Treasure I thought was whack. I hate those movies, like adventure movies. I don't know. They just bug me.
Yeah.
Too much adventure.
Yeah,
Too much
history.
This coming from the guy that loves theme parks.
Fuck yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I love the Indiana Jones ride.
Adventures.
Don't like the movies.
Oh my God.
See, I was recently at Disneyland and I hated the Indiana Jones ride.
Because it jerks around
Yeah,
too
it was
much?
too jerky.
Yeah.
I still never been there.
What?
You're not missing anything. It's just the happiest place on earth, Mark.
Yeah. So why aren't you there right now?
It's happy for me about once every 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Or
He's
20
been
years.
banned. That's why.
Yeah. There's a picture of him up somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But Kyle's got a season pass, so there'll be one up there soon enough.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't me, officer. Last thing about the Bruce Willis case is someone named Lala Kent, who played his daughter in a movie called Hard to Kill in 2020, told the LA Times that he misfired a gun that was loaded with a blank on the wrong cue twice while filming. So he's misfiring guns. To me, that's dangerous that people let him work in that condition then if he's handling guns on set.
Yeah.
If the family knew about this and kept making him work, that's unforgivable.
He misfired twice?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Missing his cues.
Wow.
I mean, excuse me.
Yeah.
What's going on with this story? Why am I so disturbed by this?
You
Bruce
are very
Willis
worked up
story?
about
What
this.
year is this?
2020.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's
when
crazy.
he was well in the throes of aphasia.
Yeah.
Do you think he's working against his will? I think that's what
that's what my hot take
yeah.
is.
Someone there's a sniper rifle on him while he's working.
Does anyone agree with me?
He's working against his Willis.
Ah,
boy.
it's a rumor.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Get over here.
Demi Moore.
Talk about a demigod.
Yeah.
Hello.
And decent proposal.
No, but the family, like you said, those kids don't have much going on their own.
Yeah.
They were trying to milk that cow
Yeah.
before he turned green.
No, I believe that. I believe that they're the ones like they're driving him to set and they're making this work. You know,
Oh, driving him to set, they probably put the gun in his hand. Probably put his finger around the trigger.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realize it's been 2 years then that he's been struggling with
More.
it, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
More than that.
Jeez.
Like I said, big fan, and I wish him the best.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Mark?
Well, you know, when he buys all these properties and, you know, he had made some bad investments too back in the day. Well, he was in
Planet Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood. He did that stuff
Oh,
too.
so your hot take is he had aphasia back then too.
I don't know about that. I can't go that far.
When he did Hudson Hawk.
Well, someone wasn't thinking right when they came up with that movie.
There was a TV show he was on that I know a lot of people that were working on the show, and they said he was the weirdest person. Like, he wouldn't pay attention to anything that they were like, any notes that they were giving him. He would do weird accents. They were like, there's something wrong with this guy. And
Really?
yeah, I didn't even think of that until like just now.
What
I remember
year
having
was
like
this?
2015.
Okay. Well, that's
That
about the
that
timeline.
matches up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Because
not
Moonrise
jazzed about their
Kingdom came out in
experience.
like what 2012, 2013 or
Yeah.
something like that. So that's the last movie I see him like being normal in.
That was also his last prestige movie.
Yeah, I would call it that. Yeah.
The last before it went straight to Redbox.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's probably had this thing for a while. You're probably right. He's probably just been limping along and trying to make these movies just to make a couple bucks.
For sure.
Yeah.
2013.
That's what I'm saying, though. Who was aware of this and who was letting him
Yeah.
make all these weird movies?
I think you got to get to the bottom of this.
And we're not talking about 1 or 2 a year. We're talking about like 20 a year.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
literally insane.
Yeah.
20 a year?
How can you get
A
that
guy
done?
with aphasia.
But he'd be in small parts of this movie. He'd be in like 3 shots and then he'll come in at the end to wrap it up. He's not doing a lot of like heavy lifting for these roles.
Yeah.
Just watch the trailers. You'll see what we're talking
I'll
about.
check them out.
And speaking of misfiring on sets, our last hot story, Alec and Hilaria.
Oh, God.
Let's do a little update. On March 4th, Hilaria announced she was taking a break from social media. Then at the end of the month, she announced she's pregnant again
Oh, yeah.
for the 7th time.
Pussy's like Stargate.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa.
She's trying to top Octomom.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
Bring another Baldwinito into this world with
Yeah.
all the shit they got going on?
Mm-hmm.
They're not bringing their finest.
Yeah.
The kid's going to be visiting daddy in prison.
Yeah.
You think he's going to jail?
No.
No, I think this is another family that's going to make him work till he dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have to because their inheritance just got smaller again.
Well, I wonder how they split it up with the kid that he had with, what's her name?
Kim
Kim
Basinger.
Basinger. Yeah. So, like, she never got remarried. So she's probably, like, getting money from him, too.
Oh, you think still?
Well, last time she acted
Spousal
was
support.
in fucking 8 Mile.
Come
She's
on.
not living off L.A.
She's had
Confidential
to have done
anymore.
something.
Well, what?
I don't know. but
Nothing.
it's wacky to think that Kim Basinger would still be getting spousal support.
It's possible.
It
I
happens.
guess.
Yeah.
Even an Oscar winner like Kim Basinger?
I don't know. Maybe there's some deal or something. Well, maybe that's why he's so pissed off all the time. Or maybe he's just angry just in general.
Yeah, I think he's just angry.
The woman who beat out Pam Anderson for the role in
Oh,
LA
yeah.
Confidential.
You watched that?
Yeah.
Adam? Yeah. Pam and
I
Tommy Lee.
Wonder why they didn't go with Pamela
The
Anderson.
fact that Pam Anderson actually thought she was going to get
I
that
know.
role, that's insane to me.
Their whole
She's
story was-
they're on a different planet, clearly.
Yes, they are.
In that TV show, they play it so well. But we're talking about Hilaria.
Yeah, and the same Hilaria that just before wanted to take a break from social media, now she's posting photos of her baby bump, saying her kids are so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They're just trying to deflect.
Kyle's not into her anymore.
Yeah, she's gross now.
Kyle
But you
used
would
to love her.
still...
Yeah, and after she has the kid and snaps back in a few months, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And then
The way he puts that sounds
romantic over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she's not broken anymore.
Yeah, scumbag.
The latest Rust news, real quickly. On January 14th, he finally turned his phone over to authorities.
Yep.
And then on February 9th, Alec Baldwin went to a new movie set to act again.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he returned to acting.
It's a
The
process.
same guy that said, I don't know if I can ever act again.
Well, someone wrote maybe on a Splenda packet, go back to acting.
Jeez. Anything to get out of that house.
Yeah,
with
that's
Hilaria.
true, yeah.
And then on February
Excuse me.
15th, yeah, excuse me. Get the hell out of my way. I'm trying to get my coffee.
Excuse me.
Did you touch my wife?
Excuse me.
He's saying that to like the 3-year-old.
Yeah. He's fighting the newborn during the ultrasound. Don't break my wife, so Kyle will still be attracted to her.
On February 15th, Helena Hutchins' family brought about a wrongful death suit
Good.
against Alec Baldwin and, quote, others responsible for the safety on set and whose reckless behavior caused the tragedy.
Good.
He probably still hasn't even like talked to the husband since then. Because at first he was like, I've talked to him. I invited him to set and we hugged.
But even Alec seemed weirded out at talking to the husband.
Yeah.
Because remember, the husband said something like, we're going through this together.
Yeah.
And Alec's like, I don't know about you, but I have like 20 kids at home.
Yeah, and I got more coming every
You got
day.
one kid and you're down to mom now.
Yeah.
We don't have the same situation at all.
Yeah, we're not going to go get a beer or something to talk about
No.
this. Yeah.
It's not brothers in arms.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin shot.
Killed your wife.
Yeah. Not to be blunt, but.
Well, she killed herself. That's what he said. That was his argument.
Right. She told him to pull the trigger.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said in the interview. He said he was following her directions. Like,
following her
point it
directions,
here,
yeah.
like pointing right in my temple. He's like, okay.
In that George Stephanopoulos email? Yeah.
Yeah, the George Stephanopoulos love fest.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Why come out to speak about it now?
And I'm not going to challenge you at all on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying she committed suicide? Well, I'm not saying that.
The only deal they made was Alec had to cry, and that was all Stephanopoulos cared about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the headline. That's the latest on the Rust case.
Yeah.
Just thought while we're updating everything else in the entertainment world.
Might as well. Yeah.
And the Bruce Willis misfire reminded me of Rust.
Yes, I saw that piece.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Because today's kind of a what's going on in here? Today's kind of a special episode. We're not going to be doing a pop culture flash.
That was it.
Isn't there a sound effect?
Oh, wait.
There we go.
But we will be having a good time.
Hello.
And to start off, we're going all the way back to some other moment in time that I don't know yet.
What is it?
All right, I'll leave it up to you guys what you want to start with. I either have some in memoriam snubs through the years,
Yeah.
or infamous moments that happened at the Oscars through the years. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do infamous moments first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Keep it
think a
light.
good one. Yeah, a nice light.
Start light. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a very light episode so far, I think.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We didn't have any heavy opinions about anything.
Yeah. No hot takes, no wild theories about
Right.
money laundering in the movie business or anything.
And then Mark turns up dead next week.
Yeah.
He knew too much.
And Alec Baldwin's like, I think he killed himself.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Someone put a copy of Sharknado 3 through his head.
Alec Baldwin is like, Mark was on the Rust set too. That's how he died. Let's just lump him in.
We're going through this together.
In 1973, Marlon Brando won Best Actor for The Godfather, one of the most praised, iconic performances in
Yeah.
film history. Don Vito Corleone, The Godfather.
Look at that butcher my boy. Look at that butcher my boy.
We got walking over here.
Ow! They butchered my boy.
Make him an offer.
Ow!
You can't refuse.
I could never do Brando. I always wanted to do an impression.
One day I'll ask you for a favor.
On the day of my daughter's wedding.
That was pretty good.
Kind of like Dom DeLuise, but
Right. Marlon Brando was pissed about Hollywood's treatment of Native Americans. And he sent a Native American activist named Sacheen Littlefeather in his place to accept the Best Actor award. And she went up on stage and everybody was confused.
I'm representing Marlon Brando this evening, and he has asked me to tell you that he very regretfully cannot accept this very generous award. And the reasons for this being are the treatment of American Indians today by the film industry. Excuse me.
The gist of the speech was basically, it's been an abomination the way that Native Americans have been treated and depicted in the film industry.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit. I'm not accepting this award. Thank you, though.
Wow.
yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
It's weird to me. Oh, it's not weird to me, but it was like I remember seeing that as a kid. I was like, I didn't see it live, but I just remember hearing about that. I'm like, The Godfather had nothing to do with Native Americans. Why is he doing that here?
Yeah.
But
brave move on Brando's part.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. That was unheard of at the time to do something like that.
Yeah.
You know, he's not wrong.
No, I think with a lot of he says a lot of crazy stuff. Let's be honest. But that was one of the ones I think that was accurate.
That made some sense.
Yeah, well, that stuff he did with Larry King later, where he was kissing him on the lips, and talking about the Jews running Hollywood and stuff.
Right.
I think he kind of lost his mind at that point.
On the set of
Some aphasia.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
On the set of The Island of Dr. Moreau, I wouldn't sit there with a notebook quoting it.
Yeah.
But in 1973, he was a little more with it.
A little more, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reportedly, John Wayne was backstage and he was trying to assault Sacheen Littlefeather.
Now, was it assault? I've heard this before.
And he got restrained by 6 officers.
Yeah.
That's what Littlefeather said to The Guardian in 2021.
Wow.
As she recalled that
After
evening.
she came off stage, he's there and like wants to assault
yeah,
him.
like hold me back, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
What a monster!
Who was gonna attack her?
John Wayne.
Oh, Jesus.
The Duke.
John Wayne.
He was like some over the top, like pro American guy who actually served no part in the military at all.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Just
And,
played one pilgrim.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going to take her out. Yeah, but he didn't do anything, and he was just kind of a loudmouth prick.
Yeah.
I hated that guy. I don't know why.
Well, he gave you a reason right there. So
I guess so.
The next incident happened in 1974. The Streaker.
We're going streaking.
A guy ran on stage, buck naked, and he ran across the stage live. Nobody knew what was going on. Naked, completely naked. And then David Niven, who was one of the hosts that evening, when the guy left the stage, he quipped, "But isn't it fascinating to think that probably the only laugh that man will ever get in his life is by stripping off and showing his shortcomings?"
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember, I've seen that clip before, but it's just so weird someone would get in there and be able to get away with that.
How did that happen?
Oh, we're going to have to do an episode about this guy.
Oh, I know. The update on this guy is crazy. He was later identified as Robert Opel, a gay political activist and teacher, and he was later murdered during a robbery gone wrong about 5 years later.
Yeah.
Thank God
That's
the robbery
crazy.
didn't go right.
Right. Was he wearing clothes during it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He pulls out his gun. Hold him up.
It's a shortcoming.
Now we're going to jump around.
Okay.
We're going to go quite a bit into the future.
We're going to House of Pain this
the
bitch.
House of Pain section here, I was going to say.
The year 2000, Angelina Jolie and her brother.
This is the
Do they hook up?
After winning
let them hang out once in a while. Let them take her brother as a date. Nothing wrong with that.
After winning Best Supporting Actress, she kissed her brother James on the lips.
Yeah.
And then during her speech, she said, "I'm so in love with my brother right now."
Oh, yeah?
And she was dressed like Morticia Adams.
Yeah. She got really creepy there for a while. This is post Billy Bob.
I think this is...
It was right around the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they were drinking each other's blood and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were at the MTV Movie Awards, and he's like, "We fucked in the car on the way over here."
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They're like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "We fucked in the car on the way over here."
That was a good Billy Bob.
Yeah.
And it's the Sling Blade guy at the time.
Yeah.
Nobody could make sense of that.
And they were like deathly skinny. They were like fucking skeletons.
Yeah.
Remember that? It was so weird.
And she was publicly shaming her dad, John Voight.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Not
now.
calling him back. They had no relationship.
Yeah.
Even though they did Tomb Raider together. They still had no relationship. I guess they weren't talking on the set. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. I imagine being the PA in between them. Just having to
This is some classic Holly weird stuff.
Oh, this is weird, wild stuff we got here with Billy Bob and John Voight.
Buffalo Bill Carson.
Is she a great burger, Angelina Jolie? This is weird, wild. She great burger, big lip girl.
Then let's jump over to 2003. Michael Moore accepts the Oscar for Best Documentary for Bowling for Columbine. And he brought all the other documentary nominees on the stage with him. America had just invaded Iraq. And so instead of giving the normal Oscar speech, he says things like, "We live in fictitious times. Shame on you, Mr. Bush." And he ended the speech with, "And anytime you've got the Pope and the Dixie Chicks against you, your time is up."
Yeah.
So he blasted the president, blasted the war, and he got half and half boos and applause.
Yeah.
We like nonfiction, and we live in fictitious times. We live in a time where we have fictitious election results that elects a fictitious president. We live in a time where we have a man sending us to war for fictitious reasons.
Well, he was saying, I think I remember him talking about this in the room. There was like a lot of like business corporate people that go to the Oscars too. So they're scattered throughout the entire room also. It's not just like Hollywood elites or what you would call it, like liberal people. There's a lot of like bankers and stuff that go to
big money people.
Big money people that go to this. The money launderers that I was talking about before. Yeah.
Right, the same ones that are
gonna kill you.
Making the Bruce Willis movies.
Yeah. They're gonna put me at the bottom of Echo Park Lake or something.
In some trunk somewhere.
Yeah.
I watched the speech live, and I remember my mom started yelling from upstairs in my house, "Michael Moore is speaking for all of us.
Oh, really?
This is great." And I went to see him speak during the 2004 election in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And then I met him afterwards.
Yeah.
I told him that story about how I watched the speech and my mom was so excited. And I mentioned, she was a Chilean woman.
Yeah.
And Michael Moore is like, "Viva Chile!"
Yeah, my friend went to go see him one time speak at the Boston College. And I wasn't there, but my friend... a friend of a friend is a real conservative, and like he had a question, like was like a gotcha question, and Michael Moore just fucking destroyed him. Like just whatever his point was, Michael Moore was so much more educated and just so much more better at just kind of debating this guy. Within seconds, that he just like
obliterated
his
him.
face went red, and he just gave up.
Yeah, he's an amazing speaker and writer, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's great. I loved Michael Moore when he was around.
And
he still is kind of.
He is, but it's not the same Michael Moore.
No.
Roger and Me.
Roger and Me was the best one, where he kind of called out the heads of the of Detroit, which is funny. After that, Detroit all went under, and then all of them, and then the U.S. fucking taxpayers bailed them out.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. Now we're gonna jump around to 2017.
Jump around.
Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway were on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Faye Dunaway grabbed the envelope from Warren Beatty after he looked confused.
Yep.
And she thought he was doing a big joke. And she saw Emma Stone, Best Actress, La La Land, but she saw the words La La Land and just announced that as Best Picture.
La La Land.
And it turns out it was Moonlight.
Yeah.
And the Academy Award for Best Picture.
You're impossible. Come on.
La La Land.
So everyone went on stage to accept La La Land, and in the middle of it, correction, Moonlight won.
And then the producer of La La Land had to put it out there and just say, "Look, Moonlight won."
How does that happen? How the hell?
Well, Warren Beatty, he looked like, we're talking about, mental incapacity and stuff. I don't think he's playing with a full deck over there.
But he also had the instinct not to announce the winner like Faye Dunaway did.
Well, she just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she's doing too well either. But, they bring these older folks out there and, like Liza Minnelli
Prop them up.
this year.
Oh, that was crazy.
That was sad.
I didn't know. Was she sick or what's going on?
Sick. That's a polite word for
Yeah. What, did she look healthy to you?
Did she look living to you?
Yeah.
She looked
great.
Did she look living?
Yeah. Some puppet masters up there, like kind of just making her work.
Yeah, anyway. But with La La Land, the firm Price
Kyle said that
Waterhouse.
for the record.
Yeah, okay.
Price Waterhouse, their only job is to tally the winners and present the envelope on Oscar night. That's
Yep.
their only job. And this guy who thinks he looks like Matt Damon that night, this representative
Plemons?
from this representative from Price Waterhouse.
Yeah.
He had taken a bunch of selfies with the stars. And
he was
in
not-
his Instagram, I think he said he looked like Matt Damon.
He
or
dropped the
something.
ball.
He dropped a ball and handed the wrong envelope. That was his one job.
I know.
It's baffling that people are paid for these things.
Well, they're not paid well enough. Maybe that's it. Maybe people are like, hey, I'm not getting paid for this that much. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really going to make this work for me this night.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about anything else.
Who would see that coming?
I know.
Nobody.
They're not even able to get the bare minimum done on these shows anymore. I remember what the years of like 1998, Billy Crystal would come out, say the lamest fucking jokes in the world. He would do a song and dance.
Jazz hands.
Please play into the old, silver-haired old women in the world. And like, no one cared. It was fine. It was fine.
Playing to Bob Hope's groupies.
Yeah, but yeah, Lawrence Welk crowd. And like that was.
It's a wonderful night for Oscar.
Yeah.
That's what he would sing.
Yeah.
And go into a song and dance.
It's a Goodwill Hunting.
Right. Titanic is best picture.
Yeah. The piano. He just do stuff like that where he just like it was like Weird Al Yankovic, but like was like a song and dance.
It's the crying game.
He'd do moves for like 8 years before that.
Yeah, and sometimes it would be so lame. Like, that's why this beauty is a champ.
Yeah.
Talking about American Beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, God. I just want to throw up.
No, exactly, but that was fine.
But he could deliver, a zinger. I like when Billy Crystal is on, he delivers a good zinger, and that's it. He moves on.
He's Mr.
Nobody
Saturday
slapped
Night.
him.
Some of the song and dance, there's a couple moments that are funny in the songs, but
It's playful, innocuous, and it doesn't really matter. But I don't know what happened, with the Oscars. It turned into a fucking train wreck.
where nobody even wants to host it.
No one wants
except
to be,
for Amy Schumer.
No one wants to be there.
Right. Except for Amy Schumer.
Except for Amy Schumer, and no one wants her there.
Who can't
anything I was eating?
Oh!
Can't even come up with anything to say after the most infamous, craziest incident just happened on your Oscar telecast.
Yeah.
The gift.
The gift for fodder. That was right
Exactly.
there.
Like, that's something to talk about, at least.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch it. I didn't even watch this year's Oscars. I was at a Starbucks writing on my computer, and it came up on Twitter, and I was like, holy shit.
That's much more productive.
Yeah.
What you were doing.
Yeah. Spending 4 hours watching that horrible fucking show.
Yeah.
We actually have one more shocking moment.
Get out of here.
In 1989, this producer named Alan Carr, who had produced Grease years earlier, was hired to produce the Oscars.
Yeah.
And he decided, let's get rid of hosts. So instead, he had a bunch of celebrities walk the audience through the ceremony.
Walk them out of the place.
Yeah. And he decided to start off with the character of Snow White, who was played by an unknown actress named Eileen Bowman. And she came out first thing and started singing the song "I Only Have Eyes for You" in a really shrill voice.
Wait, what does that have to do with Snow White, though?
Nothing.
Okay.
His idea was, we're at the Coconut Grove.
Oh,
and this is
God.
classic Hollywood. The story is Snow White. She left her hometown and is now going to make it in Hollywood.
Oh, God.
And then Merv Griffin came out and started singing his signature hit, "I've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts." I've got a lovely bunch of
What
coconuts.
year was this?
1989.
Oh, my God.
And then he introduced a bunch of Golden Age stars like Dorothy Lamour, Sid Charisse, Alice Faye, Roy Rogers, like the drink, and Dale Evans. The thing is, though, they all looked like they were 100 years old.
Oh,
so
geez.
the audience was aghast.
because they weren't.
Everyone
doing so
was
good.
really old.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of weird to do this segment where you're supposed to be wowing the audience, but really it's kind of depressing. They're trotted out really fast, like too fast, kind of like that Andy Kaufman bit where he had that old lady riding the toy horse.
Yeah.
And you think she's going to die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's what this segment was like. Then Merv Griffin introduces Snow White to her blind date.
What?
Rob Lowe.
Yes.
And so Rob Lowe came out, and I have a clip.
Snow White.
Oh, Mr. Lowe, I'm such a fan.
Really? Well, I'm a big fan of yours, Snow, but you know, there's so much I'd like to know about you.
Used to
She's
work
15
a
years
lot
old.
for Walt Disney, starring in cartoons every night and day.
But you said goodbye
Oh my
to
God.
Grumpy and Sleepy. Left the dwarves behind, came to town to stay.
Not exactly Tony Bennett.
Well, no one tells good-looking people that they're bad at stuff.
Yeah.
Listen to the lyrics.
Keep the cameras rolling.
Oh, God.
It's movie themed.
Keep the cameras rolling.
That's horrible.
John Fogerty is spinning in his grave, and he's not even dead.
I know he's there. Can I make a hot take here?
Yeah.
I enjoyed that more than any Oscars in the past 4 years. in any 2-minute segment of any Oscars.
Agreed. And when you hear some of the aftermath, it actually is somewhat relevant.
The aftermath of that little
that
ditty?
opening number.
Yeah.
So they go on to sing some more and blah, blah,
Horrible
blah.
shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it goes on for like 15 minutes.
Oh, my God.
The whole opening.
That 50 seconds was way too long.
I know. And then when you look at the clip you can see it on YouTube, there's people in the audience like Tom Hanks, Martin Landau. She goes right up to them. They are so embarrassed to be seen
Really?
on camera with Snow White.
Yeah, it
okay.
said Michelle Pfeiffer, Sigourney Weaver, like all these people were just like not into it.
Mortified.
Tom Hanks, you said that.
She ended singing Hooray for Hollywood in a really big number where it feels like you're tripping.
Yeah.
Like Beauty and the Beast, like dancing utensils. or whatever.
She was found dead in a dumpster 4 months later. In Van
4 minutes
Nuys.
later.
Yeah, 4 minutes later.
So then the Hollywood establishment thought this was unbecoming of the Oscars.
Really?
Because
It's not a variety show.
It should be a dignified affair, and that was a travesty.
This year's like, hold my beer.
So there was an open letter signed by 17 prominent Hollywood figures, including past Academy President Gregory Peck, the legendary actor.
Legend.
And they proclaimed that the ceremony was, quote, an embarrassment to both the Academy and the entire motion picture industry. It is neither fitting nor acceptable that the best work in motion pictures be acknowledged in such a demeaning fashion.
Wow.
End quote.
If they were around today,
That's what I'm saying.
they'd be spinning in their
Compare
grave.
that to the Will Smith thing. Unbelievable. This was just a silly number. Okay, you didn't like it. Who's it hurting? I don't see this open letter being signed by anyone about the assault at the Oscars this year.
Well, you never know. It's only been a week, so maybe we're just seeing what's going to start happening.
True.
I don't know. It's a weird thing.
With Will Smith resigning from the Academy, that means he can never get nominated again?
No, you don't have to be a member to be nominated, but you have to be a member to vote, right?
I guess. It feels like he will not be able to be
Well, to bring up
nominated.
Anna
but-
Paquin and the piano, she won when she was like 12, and I don't know if she was a member of the fucking
True.
Academy Award
Yeah.
ceremony.
So
Whatever.
maybe that's what we're waiting on to see if the Academy... Honestly, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I think they make up the rules.
So
as they
this could
go
just
along.
be a gesture like, oh, I resigned, but like nothing is going to change.
There's no precedent, though. No one has really broken the rules that egregiously at other Oscar ceremonies during the live broadcast.
Yeah, nobody's been attacked during the broadcast before.
Like there was the naked guy, but he wasn't in the industry.
Yeah.
Who's the guy when Bob Dylan was playing? He wrote "soy bomb" on his chest, and he came out during the Oscars. Is it?
Oh.
Or is that the Grammys I'm thinking?
That's
probably the Grammys.
And everyone's like, what the fuck does soy bomb mean? And it was just a guy who was shirtless.
Yeah, it was the
saying he's a
Grammys.
bomb in Spanish.
Yeah. Okay, soy bomb.
Yeah,
Oh,
I am bomb.
I am bomb. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Bob Dylan, the pro he is, you speak about Chris Rock, he just kept playing. He's like, fuck
Yeah.
it. He's like, yeah, let the soy bomb gang go.
Soy bomb. He's seen way crazier.
Oh,
than
yeah,
that.
he's lived it.
Okay, so Frank Wells, who was the then president of the Walt Disney Company, lodged a formal complaint. And Disney sued the Oscars for copyright infringement.
That's hilarious.
And dilution of business reputation.
Wow.
And 2 weeks later, Mark,
Yeah.
dun-da-da-da, Rob Lowe's sex tape surfaced.
Oh, so this is before that. Okay.
This is 2 weeks before.
Got it. Wow.
And he was with a minor in that tape.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
Not a major.
Democratic convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the DNC.
Jeez.
Everything was very weird with that matching up. Everything.
Yeah, he was scandal plagued until Wayne's World.
Never stopped working, though.
And Wayne's World was such a huge hit.
Yeah.
It just propelled him to another phase of his career,
Like
which
a more
was
comedy
comedy
element.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really didn't hurt him at all.
Tommy boy.
He failed up. Yeah.
Yeah. He failed up for sure.
Yeah.
A year later, Billy Crystal hosted the Oscars for the first time.
Hello, my lady.
And
Hello,
he
my
came out,
darling.
received a standing ovation, and his first line was, "Are you happy to see me, or are you just glad I'm not Snow White?"
Oh, you
That's
addressed
funny.
it. See, that's what Amy Schumer should have done.
Yeah. And then producer Alan Carr never worked in Hollywood again. And the Oscars
done.
The Oscars didn't go without a host until 2019.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. See, that's maybe it just has its peaks and valleys, and we're just seeing a valley, of the Oscars, and it's gonna come back around.
Probably.
I used to love it as a kid. It was
It was
great.
a big glamorous affair, and you would watch it for the jokes. Billy Crystal hosted, Steve Martin hosted.
Yeah.
Whoopi, she wasn't
David
as
Letterman,
funny,
but that was
Letterman was
yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
They said his was bad because he kept doing that Oprah Uma
Uba,
joke.
yeah.
Oprah Uma.
Yeah.
But
Bad
he
joke.
really was funny. It was the usual Letterman shtick.
Guinea gum.
Yeah. He adapted stupid pet tricks.
Isn't that right, Paul?
Yeah. He adapted stupid pet tricks for the Academy.
Oscars, yeah.
Big deal. So, yeah, that was the final infamous moment.
Carr ended up dying in 1999 of liver cancer. I think he just probably drank himself to death.
Imagine that. That's the thing that you live on the rest of your life. That one show.
Like suicide, you think?
Could be.
Like a Leaving Las Vegas, but over like 15 years.
They said Alan Carr left his mark on not only the Oscars, but in award show history, because it was his decision to change the phrase "and the winner is" to "and the Oscar goes to." And it's become the norm for award shows in general, not just for the Oscars. He also hired Bruce Vilanch as head comedy writer for the show, a job which Vilanch still held as of 2015.
One of the best joke writers in the business.
He writes patterns. Yeah, I remember that. People used to make fun of him because he was like a hack.
He was on Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, he's like always center square. Him and Whoopi Goldberg, I think, like traded off.
Okay, a hack, but with a pretty amazing career.
Yeah, he made a bunch of money.
And he would write for everyone from Robin Williams.
He dressed
to
really
Billy
wacky.
Crystal.
Remember seeing how he dressed? He'd
always had a shirt on.
Yeah, a shirt on.
Hopefully.
yeah.
No, what I mean is he would have a wacky shirt on. It was always, what shirt is he wearing
Like
today?
Who Farted T-shirt or something. Yeah. Yeah, I remember him with the big beard and stuff, and he looks
weird
quirky
without the beard, though.
Yeah, he sure does.
Yeah.
Besides that, though.
This shirt he has says, "I'm not Santa, but you can sit on my lap anyway." And he's on the red carpet at a Toys for Tots benefit.
Okay, we might need to investigate Bruce Vilanch at a later date. By the way, you can look up on YouTube him talking about the Snow White incident.
Oh, that's funny.
Because it was his idea.
Not his idea, but he was there for it and
He was
just
present.
thrown into it.
Yeah.
I have a friend that knows him really well and says he's like the best guy ever.
Oh,
nice.
he
Super
seems
nice.
like he would be fun to have a beer with.
Yeah.
He probably tells you lots of jokes.
I bet.
Yeah, he's running bits.
Yeah, nonstop.
Yeah. It might get a little too much after.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so those were some big infamous moments.
Yeah.
There's more, but those were the fun ones, as I call it.
Yeah, the broad strokes.
Now some in memoriam snubs from this year. Norm Macdonald, Ed Asner.
Wait, in memoriam, no Norm Macdonald?
Nope.
What?
I mean, I'm not really surprised at that, but Ed Asner, that's
crazy.
Yeah.
Elf alone.
Yeah.
Is that it? Was that the only movie he was ever in?
He was in a bunch of stuff.
He was like Bruce Willis actually at the end, appearing in everything.
Yeah.
As an old guy.
Yeah.
Bob Saget.
The Oscars doesn't respect comedy.
No, they
doesn't
don't.
respect comedians.
They don't even have a comedy category.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Comedies never get recognized, or it's rare.
Even the Golden Globes, they have like a, what is their category? It's
Best
like
comedy or musical.
Musical. What the fuck is that?
It's so
That's
like
from like the 1910s.
The Hangover is next to Cabaret.
Makes no sense. Yeah.
They're not even similar at all. Should be a different metric.
Yeah.
In recent years, other snubs include Stanley Donen, who, he directed a little movie called Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Hello.
Luke Perry.
Yeah, he was
That's
in the
Once Upon a Time in
Once Upon a
Hollywood.
Time in Hollywood, yeah.
And Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I love Buffy the
That's
Vampire.
the first one.
The movie I love, the TV show I didn't really care about.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I grew up with Buffy.
I'm a big
Christy Swanson.
Love Christy Swanson. She turned into a right-wing maniac, but
Oh, I don't even know about that. Holy
oh
shit.
my God. Yeah, she's nuts, dude.
I'll be Googling that later.
Yes.
Vern Troyer.
Oh, yeah.
No one's going to be going to the mats for that one.
Yeah.
Arlie Ermey from Full Metal Jacket.
What?
Gene Wilder. That's a shock.
That is a shocker.
Willy Wonka.
Why the
fuck? Producers.
The producers.
That's insane.
That it really is.
He must have really pissed someone off.
The same
High
people
up.
that were making the Bruce Willis movies.
Maybe.
Florence Henderson.
Yeah.
Gary Shandling. He made such great movies like What Planet Are You
Yeah.
From?
That's what made him stop doing movies.
That's an
I heard.
outrage.
No,
Oh, yeah. I heard that. Well, that was in the documentary.
it was in the documentary that he hated that movie that much.
It is a weird movie.
There's a weird movie he was in one time called Hurly Burly with
I've
Sean
seen that.
Penn. In Chaz Palminteri of all people. I like that movie.
Yeah, it's based on that play from the 80s.
Yeah.
That was real hip.
Yeah, it was really. And Kevin Spacey. It's really all about a bunch of aging weirdos in L.A. that are just like hanging out together with guys and like young
Lifeless.
girls. Yeah.
Really sad existence.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of like.
And they nailed it.
Exactly. And different levels of success
Yeah.
and hangers on.
They're not exactly stars, but they're just kind of like vultures.
Oh
that-
my
yeah.
God. I just thought of Anna Paquin in that movie.
Yeah.
So sick.
She was like 14 in that.
She's like goes to that house and she's going to just crash there for a while.
Yeah, she's like a sex slave or something.
so
It's very
awful.
weird.
Okay, other snubs.
Anyways.
Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, you
Star
get,
Trek.
You get squished by a car. You don't even get mentioned at the Oscars.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, Chrysler was running all the advertising for that year.
Oh, okay.
And they were suing Chrysler.
Yeah.
so-
That under the rug.
Class action.
Prince, Purple Rain. Anybody?
Yeah.
John Hurt, Elephant Man,
That's absurd.
Joan Rivers. Come on, that Spaceballs.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Elaine Stritch.
Joan Rivers had even hosted the Oscars before, so that's.
I don't know if she hosted.
She didn't.
I don't think she officially hosted.
I know Johnny Carson did.
I'm not gonna-
She did whatever Johnny Carson.
I'm not
did.
going to die on that hill, but I don't think she ever hosted.
No, she always did like the red carpet
Yeah,
stuff.
she shit
Yeah.
on everyone's dresses
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh my God, what are you wearing? Oh my God, look at that.
Who are you wearing?
You look like hell. I love when she did
Oh,
that.
you look fantastic. When are you due? And then the actress would be like, I'm not pregnant. Oh my God, you look fabulous. on your-
Melissa, we're going over to you now.
The Academy said Joan Rivers is among the many worthy artists and filmmakers we were unfortunately unable to feature in the In Memoriam segment of this year's Oscar show. She is, however, included in our In Memoriam gallery on Oscar.com.
Which nobody has ever gone to.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Who's going to go to that?
They have 0 views right now.
Yeah.
Instead of, the live telecast where there's a billion people watching.
I think that's a more prominent spot for it.
Although nowadays it's more like 500 people watching, but besides that.
I know, yeah, there's like no one watching.
Compare the people watching the smack on YouTube to live.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's not even
the
close.
Twitter back and forth is way more going on than anyone watching the actual show.
Yeah.
And then we have some others in Memoriam Snubs. Phyllis Diller. Again, they don't like comedy.
Yeah.
Clearly, this is what this list is showing.
It's a pattern.
Corey Haim.
People, they clearly don't
Say
like comedy.
what you want.
Yeah.
Lucas, the Lost Boys.
License to Drive.
License to Drive with a young Heather Graham.
Yeah.
And it has that Billy Ocean song. Get out of my dreams
Yeah.
and into my car.
I like the last line of that where he's like, "Hey, here you can borrow the car." He's like, "I don't need your car, Dad. I have a Mercedes," and it's the girl's name Mercedes.
Yeah.
Heather Graham's name's Mercedes, and that it's so dumb.
It's like a kid-friendly, watered-down, risky business.
Well, the main thing, yeah, kind of like they just want to go to Archie's. They want to go to that stupid like drive-through restaurant.
But it's fun. It's
fine. It's
harmless.
Yeah,
80s.
It's also like Adventures in Babysitting or something
Right.
like that. Yeah,
And then Farrah Fawcett.
that's crazy.
She got snubbed twice because when Farrah Fawcett died, Michael Jackson died the same day. And so nobody even talked about her dying. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't even get a mention in the Oscars gallery.
You're
right.
Maybe her or Ryan O'Neal pissed someone off.
Yeah.
Politics go on behind the scenes sometimes.
Ryan
I
O'Neal.
got a lot of hot takes.
Yeah, that is a hot take, but you're right. Ryan O'Neal has pissed everybody off
I
at
bet
some point.
everyone.
He's
yeah.
a big prick.
And he had a lot of sex with underage girls like Melanie Griffith.
Yep.
When it was his daughter's friend.
Damn.
Yeah.
When she was like 15.
Right. And Kyle, do you know this? His daughter, Tatum O'Neal, was the youngest winner of the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for Peter Bogdanovich's, who just died recently as well,
Yeah.
for his movie Paper Moon. And he
Wow.
was jealous of her.
Of course, because he's a dirtbag.
He resented her after she won.
Yeah.
What a
So ridiculous.
What a bad father.
Jesus.
He probably fucked up Kubrick's that big movie.
Barry Lyndon.
Barry Lyndon. He probably fucked that up too.
That's his least honored movie.
You didn't see him too much after that, did
No.
you? Yeah.
No, not at all. He was in Malibu's Most Wanted with Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so we're going to end our little Oscars adventure
Okay.
with some posthumous nominations and winners.
Yes.
Y'all ready for this?
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, boy.
Posthumous winner.
Mortal Kombat.
Dun, 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 dun.
We do this for like another half an hour. Alejandro's like, okay.
Yeah, I could dance to Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
theme all night long.
That's going to be at my wedding, Mortal Kombat theme.
Yes, that's our wedding song.
What does he say instead? Not whoopsie, but
Toasty.
yeah, toasty. I saw an interview with the guy that did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like a real person.
He
and
made the game?
They used his real face saying
Toasty.
for the
The Mortal Kombat
in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look it up. Toasty guy.
Look it up.
Toasty.
I'm not gonna bore you with
Shout
the
out to
story. now.
Toasty guy.
Now let's get to the posthumous nominations and winners.
Yeah.
The first one that I came across that was interesting, George Gershwin died on July 11th, 1937, age 38.
Oh, wow.
So young. And for the younger listeners, he was a composer known for Rhapsody in Blue, American in Paris, a bunch of songs.
The song from Manhattan, basically.
Yeah.
That Woody Allen's Manhattan. I got Gershwin songs in my movie.
Insert Woody Allen joke, which I'm not about to do.
No.
Summertime, the song, I've Got Rhythm, a bunch of stuff. In early 1937, though, he began to complain about blinding headaches and he would smell burning rubber. And during a live performance, he suffered problems with coordination and blackouts. He started living with his brother Ira, who he often collaborated with, and Ira's wife. She would notice his severe mood swings and be bothered by it. Then on July 9th, 1937, he collapsed while working on the score for some movie called The Goodwin Follies. Not real memorable.
Yeah.
He had done all the Fred Astaire movies, among other things. So he collapsed and was rushed to Cedars of Lebanon and then fell into a coma.
Jeez.
And they discovered he had a brain tumor.
God.
All that time. And
it is a tumor.
there was this renowned doctor named Walter Dandy who was summoned with the help of the White House and the Coast Guard, summoned from a boat trip in the Chesapeake Bay, and flew immediately to L.A. to perform brain surgery on Gershwin.
Wow.
He was in L.A. Okay.
Cedars of Lebanon. That's the
that's
like
what they call
Cedars
Cedars
Sinai
Sinai.
now.
Okay, yeah.
And Gershwin died.
Right out of the title.
He died mere hours after the tumor was removed.
Jeez.
And so this was 1937, and in 1938, he received his sole Oscar nomination for original song for the movie Shall We Dance, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers picture. And the song was They Can't Take That Away From Me. He died 2 months after that film's release.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Damn.
What a bad death.
That's brutal.
The next one I came across that was interesting, Sidney Howard, a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright and screenwriter, and he was the first posthumous winner. He was such a successful writer, he appeared on the cover of Time magazine in 1937.
Damn.
He wrote Gone with the Wind.
Oh, wow.
And he adapted it from the Margaret Mitchell book, which was a huge hit, and wrote the screenplay for the movie. This guy loved the rural life, and he lived on a 700-acre farm in, help me with the pronunciation here, Tyringham, Massachusetts?
I don't even know.
Tyringham.
I don't think that's a real town.
It is.
That sounds like a fictional town.
And listen to this. He was crushed to death in his garage by a 2.5-ton tractor.
Damn.
He was messing with the ignition switch and cranking on the engine to start when it lurched forward, pinning him against the wall.
Ouch. Okay, I'm seeing this now. This is
It's in Berkshire County. Yeah.
Berkshire. Yeah, it's like people just call it the Berkshires.
It's near where I went to college, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it does exist.
It does.
It's a very hippie, crunchy Western Mass. You know.
You making a joke here, crunchy, because he was crushed by a tractor?
That's exactly why I said that.
Mark, come on, be nice.
It's
a skull crunchy area.
It's south of Pittsfield, which is like
the Pits.
It's the Pits, baby. Yeah.
It's where the Pittsfield
It's like
Mets used to play.
They do they do Tanglewood out there. That's what they do. John Williams comes and does like concerts. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very boring.
Where they record the sound effects for Avatar or something.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
pretty much.
Avatar 5, which is coming to theaters in 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, James Cameron makes a movie every 30 years.
I know. Yeah, he's like Terrence Malick.
It's straight to DVD. It's starring Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. It's
starring
VOD, yeah.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
So
it'll be in Redbox.
The ghost of Bruce Willis.
Shout out to
Not
Bruce
yet.
Willis. Yeah. He's still kicking around.
Kyle, he's still breathing.
I know, but
All
it's
right.
the ghost of who he used to be.
Okay, anyway.
He's breakable.
That was very deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ghost of who he used to be.
Yes.
Sidney Howard's daughter was named Jennifer, and she married Samuel Goldwyn Jr., the son of the legendary producer.
MGM.
Who produced Best Years of Our Lives, among other things.
Wow.
And their son is the actor Tony Goldwyn. You knew
from
that.
Ghost.
Yeah. And Scandal, the show, a bunch of other things. Yeah, he's a well-known actor.
He's not bad.
He's pretty good. Yeah, I haven't seen him be terrible in anything.
Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah.
He's of the actual Goldwyn lineage, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not just a name he tacked on.
Yeah. Just for showbiz.
Yeah.
He's not like Whitney Houston's sister-in-law that is named Houston, even though she
changed
has
it.
nothing to do
What
with
if I
the
just changed my
Houstons.
name to Goldwyn? That'd be
Yeah,
good.
well, dude, that's why I think Sam Morrell was just talking about this on a podcast where he was talking about Whoopi Goldberg because she was like getting canceled or whatever for like her Jewish remarks.
Right. Where Hitler wasn't racist or something.
No,
And he's
the
like, this is-
Holocaust wasn't about race. Okay.
Right.
And he's like, this is weird coming from someone who literally took on like a Jewish name to enter the entertainment industry because that's not her name.
Oh, I know.
I never even thought of that.
Oh, really? She wasn't named Whoopi at birth?
Yeah. Karen Elaine Johnson is her name. but she wanted to make it an entertainment, so she's like Whoopi Goldberg.
I sometimes respect the people that just change their entire name
and personality.
That really worked for her. Could you imagine the Sister Act poster where it says Karen Johnson
Yeah.
in? It just worked marketing wise. Whoopi in
Yeah.
Sister Act.
Yeah.
In whatever, what was that movie? Something Rex. the dinosaur.
Theodore Rex.
what
I
is
knew that name really fast.
Yeah, you did.
What is that?
She tried to get out of it and sued the makers of it, but then a court said she still had to make the movie contractually. So she made this movie under protest called Theodore Rex that was supposed to be in theaters but went straight to video.
What?
In the mid-90s.
Oh my God, the poster! I used to laugh.
Went straight to Redbox. Oh, but that's the guy. Wait, is that a movie from the TV show The Dinosaurs?
No, but it looks like
it looks like the same dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, except it was lower quality than Dinosaurs,
Really?
I think, yeah. It didn't have much of a budget.
Dinosaurs was a good show for Saturday morning cartoons.
I loved it growing up.
It was a part of TGIF.
It was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was Saturday morning cartoon.
No, TGIF.
That
It was with Family Matters and Step by Step.
Step by
So
step,
good.
yeah.
So good.
Day by day.
Was Full House?
Yeah.
Remember the
No,
weird?
Full House
It was, yeah, I think for a time.
Was
But then it was moved to Tuesday nights, I believe.
Yeah.
Later in its run.
What was the Patrick Duffy was on Step by Step.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember the weird cousin who lived in the van in the fucking driveway?
Oh,
Yes.
that was,
What the fuck was that guy? on
they had
about?
some explaining to do
Yeah.
with that one.
Yeah.
By the way, Patrick Duffy's parents in real life were brutally murdered at a bar they owned in the 1980s.
Oh my God.
And we will be talking more about that in our
Future
Parents
episode.
of Celebrities episode.
Yes.
And I'm not joking. That will be an episode.
Yeah,
Gotta
well,
be. It's gotta be.
yeah. Cody, the code man,
The code
Yeah.
man
lived in the
yeah.
van outside.
Yeah.
down by the river.
Maybe that's where Farley got that bit.
Yeah. Well, Bob Odenkirk actually wrote that bit.
Oh, really?
True.
For Second City, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So back to Sidney Howard. He won the Oscar for Gone with the Wind for writing it and wasn't able to show up at the Oscars because he was crushed by a tractor.
Whoops.
And then we're going to fast forward. We're going to fast forward now to 1955.
Ooh.
An actor you might have heard of named James Dean.
Oh, yeah. Rebel without a cause.
Yeah, he had a lot of causes, though, I
Yeah.
think, in real life.
But not
Rebel
that-
without a consciousness.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
Rebel without a pulse.
Yeah.
There we go.
Without a brainwave.
He died at the age of 24.
I know.
He was?
Yeah.
I thought he was in his 30s.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we wish.
Wow.
We might feel
People-
better about ourselves.
People lived
Yeah.
more in their younger years back then.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Live fast.
Oh, really lived fast.
Yeah.
So fast he crashed his Porsche into the passenger side of a Ford Tudor.
You're tearing me apart.
In the Salinas road race near San Luis Obispo, California.
SLO.
Did you guys know there was another passenger in the car that survived?
No.
It was a German mechanic named Rolf Wuterich.
It's
we
like
need
Smith
to check
over
his
there.
papers.
Voltreg's like Smith over there.
What was the name in that other episode? The German, like Hammerschlagen or something?
Yeah, which one was that?
I don't know. One of the investigators in the Bob
Oh,
Crane.
yeah, the
like,
Bob Crane.
Like Hamburg.
Hamschlong or yes.
Hamschlong.
Hey, check out my hamschlong.
Did you order the hamschlong?
Where was he between 1940 and 1945? I want to know.
Let's check in on him.
Rolf was thrown from the vehicle and survived, but James Dean did not survive. And listen to this. The only one of the 3 movies that he was alive to see was East of Eden.
He's like John Cazale, like which he like did like a great body of work, but died like even before
Yeah.
The Godfather came out, or Dog Day Afternoon, or something like that.
Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter, yeah.
And all the movies he appeared in were all nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
The only movies he appeared in.
He played Fredo, if anyone doesn't know who I'm talking about. And I went back to Revere, Massachusetts, where my family's living right now. And there's a big mural to him because he's from Revere, Massachusetts.
Alex Rocco?
No.
No, John, not Cazale.
John Cazale, who played Fredo. A lot of Boston ties because Alex
well,
Rocco.
Kyle doesn't really know the Godfather movies either.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't know.
So he doesn't know Fredo from Alfredo.
Hello.
Oh.
So James Dean died on September 30th, 1955, and East of Eden was released in March 1955. So he could have seen that. But Rebel Without a Cause was released in October 1955, right after he died. And then Giant was released a year later, October 1956.
Giant?
Let's be honest.
No, just Giant.
No, the little Giants he was in. I think.
It's like the Facebook. Billy Crystal was like, let's add a my to it.
It's cleaner.
Yeah, my Giant. It's not cleaner, but it's better.
But yeah, it's in no way cleaner, but I like it.
And then get this. James Dean was nominated for Best Actor 2 years in a row, both years posthumously.
Wow.
For East of Eden and Giant.
Wow.
2 Oscar nominations, dead for both of them.
Jeez.
Are you getting this?
That's crazy. His Porsche 550 Spider was nicknamed the Little Bastard. Little bastard. We
That
can't
little
have you,
bastard.
We
James.
can't have you, you little
The
bastard.
little bastard killed him.
Yeah. The Star Killer.
Walt Disney. Bet you didn't know he'd be on this list. 10 days after his 65th birthday, he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
10 days after he turned 65, he died.
Wow.
He was a heavy smoker. He had lung cancer, and he won for Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day in 1968. He won the Oscar for Best Animated Short. And so that was a couple of years after he died, because he died December 15th, 1966.
Wow.
Disneyland opened in 55, so he was able to see that through a little bit.
Yeah.
But he didn't see Disney World. That opened in 71. And the last movie he was working on was The Jungle Book.
Yeah.
An urban legend says that Disney arranged to have himself frozen in a cryonic chamber full of liquid nitrogen when he died.
I heard that that's what inspired the movie Frozen that Disney wound up doing.
No, Frozen. Yeah, you're making a joke. No, but really, there's a rumor that they made Frozen so that when you Google it, that Disney movie will come up.
Yes.
Oh, really?
And not Walt Disney.
So
when you Google
theory.
Walt Disney
What?
Frozen, that movie's gonna come up, not his.
Yes.
The fact that he was
That's so
frozen
weird
in
that
real life.
And as a joke, stumbled on what.
It's
yeah.
a conspiracy theory that people have really gone wild with online. Yeah.
Yeah.
And unlike the Bruce Willis projects, this fake movie really took off.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah. Let it go. I still never watched it the full way through.
Me neither.
I don't
love
like that.
You really love it?
Yeah. I think it's great.
How old are your kids?
I don't know.
They're at Disney World right now.
Oh, yeah. You
They're
don't
being
have
raised
that.
by
There's a lot
other
of them
people.
there. Yeah.
So why the hell are you a fan of Frozen?
Big fan of Coco as well.
He just likes going to the
I
park.
love hot cocoa too, especially on a cold day.
Hello, Coco.
Oh.
Loco for Yoko's Coco.
I like Coco also. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it, so I'm ashamed.
It's all about death. It's great.
Yeah.
All right, I'll watch it now.
It's perfect for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looks good. I just haven't gotten around to seeing it.
Well,
And it's cool that you like Frozen. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to give you a hard time.
It's okay.
But,
still haven't seen The
really
Godfather.
roasted him.
Oh, God. Let's move on. Snopes.com has debunked that, though. They say that the death certificate for Walt Disney shows that he was, in fact, cremated 2 days after his death.
Really?
So 2 days he was
So it's another
set afire.
another conspiracy theory that he's frozen underneath Disney World. That's what people say.
something like that. Yeah, Epcot Center
In
or
the
something.
Denver airport.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, Spencer Tracy,
Drunk, bad drunk.
born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by the way. So of course
Too
he's
much
a bad
beer.
drunk.
Yeah. He's just putting that beer right in his throat.
Yeah, he had very poor health into his 60s, and he was married famously to Katharine Hepburn.
Oh my God.
And he collapsed 17 days after completing work on the film Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier.
It was too much for him to take.
Who I famously said he should have slapped the shit out of Al Jolson.
Yes, you did.
Even though they were nowhere close in time.
Yeah.
And that was a rabbit hole we weren't going to go down
We had
again.
we had a chalkboard. We were just showing Kyle the difference in times in between these people's existence.
Mind blowing.
You're mind blowing.
Yeah, Al Jolson is no longer with us.
Good.
Kyle, just so you know.
Rest in peace.
In her book, Katharine Hepburn wrote, just as I was about to give the door a push, there was a sound of a cup smashing to the floor, a loud clump, and she walked in and found him dead.
The clumps.
He had won 2 Oscars before, but posthumously lost to Rod Steiger for In the Heat of the Night.
It's gotta hurt when you're dead and you lose an Oscar.
Yeah. he died in June 67.
That stings.
And that ceremony was in 68. But Katharine
Summer
Hepburn
Love.
did win Best Actress
Oh.
for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
I won. That was the only
This
speech.
Oscar's heavy.
I am rickety.
Keep my husband's name out of your
Fucking mouth.
Good movie, by the way. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? It's
I've heard
dated, but
didn't Ashton Kutcher do an update? Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Why even?
He's hot
bring
off
that
of the
up?
Steve Jobs movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
Oh, was
time.
that when he was with the Black family or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that in the theaters.
Oh,
It was
boy.
awful.
That was you?
Yeah, it was Bernie Mac, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Bernie Mac, but
Little motherfucker.
he didn't do the best movies before he died.
Bad Santa, though.
Great movie. That was.
There's a
You're
curse
right.
of Bad Santa they've talked about.
I stand corrected. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what is the curse of Bad Santa?
It's basically just a couple actors from that movie died.
John Ritter.
John Ritter, famously, when my mom came out here, she didn't want to go anywhere besides the hospital where John Ritter died,
Right.
which is what normal people do.
St. Joe's.
St. Joe's, yeah,
In Burbank.
in Burbank, and also Bernie Mac died.
Yeah. That was a sad one. I mean, John Ritter was sad too.
Oh, very sad.
Yeah. I'll tell you why Bernie Mac was more sad for me, because I've watched his stand-up act before, and which I really like. And he was taking care of like a lot of his daughter's kids, and he had a lot of responsible people that were like, you know, he was providing for, and I really felt bad that he died. I hope they're okay.
And both of them seemed like really nice guys.
Nice guys, yeah.
Not just Hollywood nice either.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's Spencer Tracy. And by the way, did you know that Kevin Spacey took his name from him?
What?
He combined Spencer and Tracy for Spacey.
See, these
Are
people,
you fucking
these
kidding
people
me?
just contrive their entire.
You thought Whoopi was
existence.
wild.
Yeah.
Good God.
The next one on the list is Peter Finch. He
Finchy.
died in between the movie Network, in between that movie's release in November 1976 and the Oscar ceremony in March 1977.
Wow.
He died on January 14th. To remind people, he played anchorman Howard Beale.
Get out of your chairs.
In Sidney Lumet's Network, the character in the movie is sick of being exploited and has an on-air meltdown. And he's famous for the line, "I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore."
Yes.
So
good.
The best story I've ever heard on any talk show ever is Peter O'Toole talking about his drinking days with Peter Finch. We could either play this story or I could just tell you about it.
Sure. Whatever you prefer.
This is something I sent to a friend actually recently, so I loved it so much. Kyle, I just sent you the YouTube video.
You are of
the
heritage and the time where
If you ever wonder what it's like to
drinking
take
was
acid,
something
this
that
is
when
it.
you weren't
Yeah.
doing anything else.
And when you were doing something else.
They're talking about drinking and stuff.
Why not? Of course. And when you would go out for an evening, anything ever untoward happen? Like, would you the next day? Would you wake up in a
Well into
how
his
did that work?
70s or 80s here.
Yeah.
Well, there's one in particular which I'm fond of. It's my friend, the late Peter Finch.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in Dublin together on the Lash.
What's the lash?
Lash?
Oh, okay.
Lash?
That means usually having a drop of something cheerful.
I see.
and then doing a lot of leaping and shrieking and saying, why not?
So Molly.
And Finchy was living about a few miles out of Dublin, and I went back with him to his house where we were going to spend the night, and it was not too late, about 4-ish.
This old guy just got hammered.
Yeah.
And there was a tiny little hole in the wall bar, and we thought we'd just drop in for the last one. Well, we went in and we had a couple of drinks.
Matthew Broderick
and
is
the
sitting there.
barman, it was a tiny little... Really
I'm driving.
He said, boys, you've had enough. You're having no more. So Finchy and I said, no, we'll be having much more. No, says he. You're out. So we bought the bar.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
They hit it hard back in the day.
I've heard the rationale was these guys, they survived World War II, and they were just like, fuck it, who cares? You know, we made it. We're barely alive. That's what people went into the war. Like, you already assume you're dead when you go into World War II. And then like the fact that they survived, they're living on borrowed time.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Peter Finch
the bar.
died right after he made that movie. Network. That's
That's
crazy.
what I said.
That's
He
his last
died
role.
in between the release of Network in November 1976 and the Oscars in March 77.
Wow.
He died in January 77. And get this. Peter Finch appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Ooh, we got Peter Finch here. Weird, wild stuff.
On January 13th, 1977, and died of a heart attack in the lobby of the Beverly Hills Hotel 1 day later.
Oh, wow. Beautiful place to die.
On January 14th.
Popular place to die.
Nice hotel.
He killed on Carson. Then he got killed.
Yeah.
And he died at the Beverly Hilton.
Wow.
You know, a joke I also made with Park Your Carcass. Finch was 60 years old. And play that Peter Finch clip real quick. This is his wife accepting the Oscar.
My way.
It's a somber
I wish he was
event.
here tonight. And before he died, he said to me, darling, if I win, I want to say thanks to my fellow actors who have given me encouragement over the years. And he says, most of all, thanks to you, darling, for sending the right vibes the right way. And thanks to the members of the Academy Award.
A little bit of trivia about Network and the Oscars. It got 10 nominations, and William Holden, the actor, was also nominated for Best Actor. Same category.
Wow.
Lost to
Same movie.
Dead Finch. Faye Dunaway won, and so did writer Patty Chayefsky. And Beatrice Straight won Best Supporting Actress with only 5 minutes of screen time.
Wow.
And then and Ned Beatty was also nominated for
Amazing.
supporting actor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's
Network.
Ned Beatty and Faye Dunaway would go on to make Oscars history again.
Ned Beatty, how?
Oh, it was Warren Beatty.
Oh, yeah,
That
it was
was
Warren Beatty. True. That is sort of a connection. Same last name.
No relation, though, between Warren and Ned, though, right?
Is there not?
No.
No.
Oh, I always thought they were.
I don't
Warren,
think so.
Warren Beatty's sister is Shirley MacLaine, who obviously weird that they have different last names like that. But that's his sister, Shirley MacLaine.
And she's from another planet.
She's out of her fucking mind.
Yeah, if you ever read up on her, she has some really out there
You think I got hot takes?
Yeah.
Guys.
She's got sizzling takes.
Yeah, do you think aliens are fucking have operated on her?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, shit
You're
like
not
that.
exaggerating.
She's out of her
Yeah.
fucking gourd.
She's just talking about Indian guys.
Who?
Indian doctors. Calling them alien. I don't know. Foreigners. All right. Let's move on.
Oh,
She could just be racist and not crazy.
I have a rule for being edgy.
Yeah.
You have to make sense, Kyle. You have to put it together where we know what you're talking about.
5 rules of being edgy. Makes sense. And no one talks about being edgy.
She thought all her Indian doctors were aliens.
Hello, illegals.
It was the delivery.
Some weird, wacky Indian American doctors.
Yeah. The premise is about illegal immigration.
All right. On that note, evil Ed McMahon is back.
I'm from the hell.
Evil Bobcat McMahon is back.
That's just noise now.
And now let's move on to the late 80s, early 90s.
Say it ain't so, boss.
Is that Mickey Mouse? Which is actually fitting because this guy is Disney related.
Oh.
Howard Ashman. He created the musical Little Shop of Horrors.
Which I just watched last week.
That's right. You actually
the Rick
referenced
Moranis
it.
one?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
referenced
yeah,
it
good
in
one.
the last episode.
Yep.
The wacky DJ.
Yeah,
that-
John Candy.
Fun movie.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I was surprised how much I liked it.
It's
Hey,
dark.
Seymour.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Yeah.
And yet really wacky and the songs are catchy.
Yeah.
So
super
it works. So he created that whole thing. It was based on the Roger Corman movie from the late 60s that featured a young Jack Nicholson. And then he adapted it into an off-Broadway play, which was the musical, in 1982. So Howard Ashman conceived that. And then it was made into a movie. He
Is
wrote
this a Steve Martin movie?
Yeah, he wrote they adapted his musical into the movie, and he got to write the screenplay for it too.
Oh,
Wow.
And he wrote all the songs and lyrics.
Rick Moranis and Steve Martin, and we said John Candy was on it.
John Candy was in it, yeah.
I like that as a kid. It's freaky.
Yeah.
We watched some freaky shit as
Yeah.
kids, like
That's up there
like
with
Fraggle Rock and shit, and just like everything was so weird.
Because doesn't Steve Martin die from laughing gas?
Or the thing.
He was the dentist, yeah.
Yeah,
He dies, right?
Or the
I
thing
think
wraps
so.
him up. It's so gross.
But yet still
They
fun.
kept kids on edge back then. You know,
Yeah.
they made things gross.
Either way, the Steve Martin scene kind of freaked me out when I was really little.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dentistry always kind of scared the shit out of me.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Kids don't like the dentist too much.
I really didn't because I went to BU dental school to get all my braces and shit.
Oh, so you got nervous.
Yeah, because
Students.
there was like weird students that were doing shit on me and just like, you know, making me bloody and stuff. That's a whole other story.
And they also cleaned your teeth.
I got bloody and my teeth were a little clear.
They also filled your cavities.
Hello. Every cavity.
Oh boy.
Anal.
Okay. Oh my God.
Making me bleed.
When I was a kid, though, my only regret was I watched The Marathon Man before my first dental visit.
Oh, that's a good one. Where
I'm just kidding. Anyway.
That would be weird if you watch it right before.
Why would like a 5-year-old watch The Marathon Man?
I watched it when I was like 8. I swear to
did?
God.
You
yeah.
watched a marathon, not The Godfather, or like any movie we always
And the
bring
dude
up
gets
here.
choked out. I really watched it.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
believe
swear
you
to
now that
God.
you said that. You proved it.
Yeah.
You've never
crazy.
seen.
Yeah, with like a thin fucking, he just fucking
You know
chokes
that's
him to
Laurence
death.
Olivier.
Oh, wow.
He played the creepy villain in that.
Kyle's like, I never seen Gladiator, but yeah, the Marathon Man at age 4.
Yes.
That blows my mind.
See, I'm a wild card.
Yeah,
you are
really
a wild
are a
card.
wild
You're a movie
card.
wild card. You never know.
Totally random.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put money on guessing what movies Kyle has
Has
seen
or
or not
hasn't seen.
or likes and doesn't like sometimes.
Yeah.
That should be a game.
Yeah. What Kyle likes. Because all of a sudden he's like, we're talking about like Jane Didion, like some deep reference for
Yeah.
Joan
Kyle-
Didion.
Whatever. Whoa.
There's another moment. Kyle corrected you that it's Joan Didion.
I know. He's like,
I'm
Kyle-
shocked.
The
Kyle's
Year
like-
of Magical Thinking. It's
Kyle's
a great
like,
book.
He's like, I love this book. I'm like, wait a second, what?
Yeah. Great book about
a
grief.
YouTube exclusive, I think someday. Let's
Yeah.
really do it. I'll come up with a
We have
list,
a game show.
and I'll ask which ones you've seen or like, and we'll see.
Yeah. And you guys have to vote on whether you think I've seen it or haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll bring in some Skittles and jelly
Yeah.
beans, and
Yeah.
that'll be what's at stake.
He sees like Fast and Furious like out of sequence. You'll see like like part 6 and but not the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just an example of what Kyle's movie watching.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, the Little Shop of Horrors was a successful movie directed by Yoda, by the way, Frank Oz.
Frank Oz.
And the person that wrote the music for Little Shop was Alan Menken. So then they re-teamed for Disney's The Little Mermaid. And they both won Oscars
Under the Sea
in 1990 for Under the Sea. After that, Ashman and Menken began work on both Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast.
Oof.
Except there was one problem for Howard Ashman. He was dying of AIDS.
Ah, shit.
Jeez, the way you put that.
Yeah. Well,
Slight
no,
problem.
because
Was that the only problem?
no, because it's a career high.
Yeah.
At the same moment, he is dying of AIDS.
Oof.
He was extremely ill during the entire making of Beauty and the Beast. So he got to see an early cut of it, but he did not live to see the movie's release. Howard Ashman died on March 14th, 1991, at the age of 40. And Beauty and the Beast was released later that fall. And as you know, went on to great success. It was actually the first animated film to be nominated for Best Picture.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Him and Menken won for the song Beauty and the Beast. And I have a clip of that.
Beauty and the Beast.
This isn't the clip.
His partner accepted the award on his behalf.
Howard and I shared a home and a life together, and I'm very happy and very proud to accept this for him.
This guy looks exactly like Ben Bailey, the host of Cash Cab, with a full rug of hair.
Meets Yanni.
But it is bittersweet.
It does.
This is the first Academy
That's
Award
how everyone
given
at the Academy
to someone
Award
we've
looked
lost
back
to
then.
AIDS.
Yeah, Michael Bolton.
In working
Yeah.
on Beauty and the Beast,
His name
Howard
is
faced incredible
Bill
personal
Louch.
challenges, but always gave his best.
What a louch.
And what made that possible was an atmosphere of understanding, love, and support. That's something everyone facing AIDS not only needs, but deserves. There's an inscription at Howard's grave in Baltimore. It reads, "Oh, that he had one more song to sing. We'll never hear that song, but I'm deeply grateful for this tribute you've given to what he left behind. For Howard, I thank you."
Pretty somber. And if you think about that time, for his partner to go up and say that, it was a lot of hush-hush in the industry.
Right.
So this was out in the open. He died of AIDS. This is his surviving partner.
Yeah.
Ashman had written 3 songs for Aladdin before he died as well. Prince Ali, Arabian Nights, which opens the movie.
These are all bangers.
Friend Like Me,
Arabian Nights.
Wow.
for which he received a final posthumous nomination in 1993.
I remember.
Did he get it?
No.
Fuck.
But he won for Mermaid and Beast.
Yeah.
I think actually he lost to Menken and Tim Rice,
Oh, wow.
who won for the other one in Aladdin, Whole New World.
Oh, right, yeah.
So Menken completed it with Tim Rice after Howard Ashman died, and they went on to great success with that and The Lion King.
Wow.
Tim Rice and Alan Menken.
These guys are just on a roll.
Yeah.
That's
They're
crazy.
making bank.
Yeah, I would hope so.
And now we're going to jump ahead in time a little bit to 1994. Massimo Troisi, Italian actor, dropped dead 12 hours after finishing his work on the film Il Postino, or The Postman, which was a fictional dramedy about when Pablo Neruda, famous Chilean poet, was exiled in Italy. And he befriends the local postman who learns to love poetry. Troisi had this bad heart condition brought by childhood rheumatism, which affects your joints. And so that's why he had delayed surgery he needed to finish the film and died 12 hours after finishing it.
Wow.
The movie was picked up by Miramax, the devilish Harvey Weinstein.
I'm going to jerk off into a plant and then buy this movie.
And it grossed over $20 million and was nominated for Best Picture. And he was posthumously nominated for Best Actor.
Wow.
At the 1995 Oscars, also for writing.
That's great.
You know, too bad he didn't get to enjoy the success at all.
Yeah, I always
you
feel
go
bad.
through all the work.
Yeah, and killing yourself on all this stuff just to die right when it really just starts getting good.
Ugh. Like that guy in Florida who what's his name ran over, the football player.
Oh, Dante Stallworth?
Yeah, he was working all night.
Oh, right.
On the construction crew.
Yeah.
And then he gets
catching a
run
bus
over.
home.
You're catching the bus home and gets
He
run
could
over.
already see the shower in his bed at home.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just like, ugh.
Just like Massimo could see the Oscar in his bed.
Yeah.
And they both dropped dead. Okay, so now we're going to fast forward to 2008. And I bet you know who I'm going to talk about now.
Yes. Ha, ha.
There you
I
go.
bet you're wondering how I got these scars. I thought my jokes were bad.
Is Heath Ledger in the room? So Heath Ledger sadly died of drug intoxication on January 22nd, 2008. He had finished his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight, sequel to Batman Begins, directed by Christopher Nolan, and he was in the midst of filming The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which was directed by Terry Gilliam.
It's funny how every movie by Terry Gilliam just is a
disaster.
Yeah.
A complete disaster, like that Johnny Depp one that was canceled, Don Quixote.
Yeah, Don Quixote. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. And just all of his movies that are just a fucking disaster. And they look crazy also.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of him, though.
He's finished. Yeah.
The finished one.
Yeah.
Not this one so much.
Yeah, 12 Monkeys I thought was great.
12 Monkeys is great. I love The Fisher King.
Fisher King was good.
Yeah, Brazil.
Brazil was amazing.
Yeah. So Johnny Depp, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell finished his role in Dr. Parnassus, which was released in 2009.
No one's up.
And so, at around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard
Kyle
Time.
just put his finger up that he saw this movie.
Speak up, buddy. Don't be shy.
Which would match the absurdity of Kyle's movie watching.
No one else saw it or wanted to see it. And Kyle rushed out. He bought his popcorn, sat down, front row.
The one movie theater in Massachusetts that played it, Kyle saw it.
Yeah.
And he was the one person in that theater.
And Ledger was found unconscious in his bed by his housekeeper and massage therapist in the Soho neighborhood of Manhattan.
Interesting.
The therapist then called his friend Mary Kate Olsen, who we know from TGIF.
And the Olsen twin.
the
speaking of
Full House
TGIF,
show.
they bring it back. Yeah.
For some reason, the massage therapist called her for help, but she was in California.
What? What the hell's going on?
Apparently. Olsen had her security guard swing by to check on Ledger, but then the security guard arrived at the same time as paramedics. And by 3:36 p.m., Ledger was pronounced dead. The toxicology report said he died as the result of acute intoxication by the combined effects of oxycodone, hydrocodone, diazepam, temazepam,
and Benadryl,
alprazolam, and doxylamine.
And Benadryl.
I'm just making drugs up now.
And Benadryl.
Yeah, and Benadryl.
That's always
Yeah, Benadryl's always
it's always in the
somewhere
blood
to be
system.
found.
Yeah.
And Tylenol.
Yeah, PM.
So that's a lot of crap he had. And, it was an accident, they ruled, resulting from the abuse of those prescribed medications.
It's so weird. I don't get why people just load up on all these different ones at the same time. It's
never works out.
Yeah.
No.
Like the Foo Fighters drummer recently.
Do we know
Taylor
what
Hawkins?
happened?
Taylor Hawkins. He was loaded up.
Really?
Yeah, a long list of drugs.
Oof.
Well, I think it's also I think an American thing where you just you have all these prescriptions from various doctors because there's no all-encompassing network that everyone knows what the other doctor's doing. You could just doctor shop all day and night until you get what you fucking want.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, it's shocking, though, because you'd think people know better. Don't put that many drugs in your system.
Well, I remember hearing Paul Dano was recently talking about working on the more recent Batman and how it kept him up at night or something. But I think it was a slight quote where he's like, yeah, I just couldn't sleep a couple nights, but they made it out to be like, it ruined his life.
Some of that is publicity.
Yeah, I think it is that too.
Like that actor from Hereditary.
Oh, yeah.
Said the same thing. Like, it was so freaky. I still have PTSD.
Well, that movie's different. That was fucking nice.
I have PTSD from working on it.
Yeah.
I have PTSD from watching it.
I know.
And it's not because I liked it.
Hello.
I loved it.
It is an interesting movie. It was one of those I wasn't quite sure what to make of it afterwards, but I did feel unsettled.
Very.
Not as much as the actor, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so famously, Ledger was having problems sleeping and getting out of the zone, which is why he was so medicated.
Auto-zone.
And just as a reminder, before I get to the posthumous Oscar, Ledger was announced as the Joker in 2006.
Yeah.
And fans were extremely pissed off about it.
I was so pissed.
You were?
I remember hearing it and I was like, what? The guy from 10 Things I Hate About You? Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, Brokeback Mountain by that time.
Yeah.
I remember not caring at all, but but I also like the Batman Begins. I like the Nolan reboot of it. And then once I saw it, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is amazing.
I didn't care for Begins, but I
love Begins.
Like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I think people thought he was going to show up as the Joker and be like Brokeback Mountain style, like, hey there, Batman, why don't you walk over here?
Instead, he just stole Tom Waits' voice.
Yeah.
Can I suck your dick?
I can't quit you.
And guys, check this out. This is from a Batman message board in 2006.
Oh, wow.
Some of
we're
the
going
people
deep.
were writing, I hope to God that this rumor proves false or that he turns down the role. The guy is an adequate actor at best, with all the screen presence of a wet fish. And then another person wrote, I've been giving this some thought, and I really can't get excited over the casting choice. I personally don't think Ledger is a good actor. He was the one thing I didn't like about The Patriot. And then the final one I have here is,
Mel Gibson movie, by the way.
I know. he couldn't stand up to Mel Gibson, apparently. Another poster wrote, he lacks any real acting abilities. Unless Nolan sends him for extensive acting lessons, this version of the Joker will be as stiff as a board and lack any homicidal tendencies. I'll watch Batman and Robin 10 times to any Ledger movie any day.
That's hilarious. That's the worst Batman movie ever made. Batman and Robin.
There can't be message boards out there that are more dated than that one.
That's so funny.
Is this from like Crazy Ronnie 197 or something? Who are these
Something like that.
Users.
Yeah.
They were
the
also
Hollywood Vulture.
Crossover.
Before Ledger, the Joker was played by Cesar Romero in the original series, a campy queen, basically. Nicholson added some layers, more of a deadly clown kind of vibe. Then Ledger came along, and it's like this anarchist madman.
Yeah.
And horrifying.
Terrorist.
And audiences obviously were mesmerized by his performance, and there was quickly a campaign to get him an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
Let's just get him nominated, because usually those kind of roles are not nominated. And so it was a train that kept gaining momentum, and it ended with him posthumously winning Best Supporting Actor for playing the Joker in a Batman movie.
Yeah. Crazy.
And his mom, dad, and sister accepted the award. I have a clip.
We'd like to thank the Academy for recognising our son's amazing work. Warner Brothers and Christopher Nolan in particular for
Why
allowing
did it cut to Ron Howard?
Christopher Walken in the background of this, by the way.
To develop and
Wow,
explore
what's going on?
this crazy Joker
I
character.
killed someone too.
Cuba Gooding
This award
Jr.
tonight would have humbly validated
Cancelled.
Heath's quiet determination
Drunk.
to be truly accepted by you all here.
You
his
monsters.
peers Within an
cowards.
industry
All
he
of
so
you.
loved. Thank you.
And Robert Downey Jr. was nominated in the same category that year for Tropic Thunder.
Oh my God.
In blackface.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Iron Man. It was really he got nominated for an Oscar
You didn't know that?
for Tropic Thunder? No.
Yes.
You should have got Oscar.
Shut up.
Look it up right now.
Wow.
You never go full R word.
Yeah. What? That's so crazy.
You believe me now?
Yeah. That is so over the top cartoonish.
Yeah.
That
Well, it's a performance that couldn't be done today,
yeah.
but it is a good
No
performance.
And get a fucking Oscar nomination. That's insane.
You never go full blackface,
Yeah.
except if you're Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
went full blacklist, went home empty-handed.
Yeah. Except he does have like $1 billion now.
Yeah, he's fine.
So our last posthumous nomination is for Chadwick Boseman, who, as you all may recall, died from colon cancer on August 28th, 2020, at the age of 43.
So crazy.
He kept it a secret.
2 years almost?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He kept it a complete secret.
Yeah.
So it's one of those headlines you see come in and you're like, what?
There were rumors going around like 6 months before he died. He was doing some appearances somewhere and he looked really skinny because he was, wasting away.
Colon cancer.
Yeah,
I didn't know
exactly.
anything about this, when it was happening. I didn't know it was-
Exactly.
Well,
I didn't
he
either.
died and it was just such a shock. Nobody knew.
I became more aware of him after he died, really. I saw this movie 13 Blocks with him.
I didn't see 13 Blocks.
Is that the one with Bruce Willis?
Is it? I don't know. No,
Okay.
Bruce was not. He would have ruined that movie.
No, you're thinking of 21 Bridges.
21 Bridges.
That's
yeah.
a way different movie.
Yeah.
And like 10 years later. Okay.
I don't know anything.
21 Bridges, everyone. Not 16 or 13, whatever blocks.
16 Candles.
Who cares?
The first time I saw him was in 42, the Jackie Robinson movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was a big hit.
Yeah. And then he did, around that time, he was played James Brown in
Yeah.
Get On Up, I think.
Yeah, Get On Up.
Yeah.
He also played Thurgood Marshall.
Penny Marshall.
In Marshall is the title.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Chadwick
did a lot
Boseman
of.
as Penny
By the
Marshall.
way,
biographical
Penny
movies.
Marshall jokes over here.
I wouldn't fuck her with Penny Marshall's dick.
Rob Reiner went
Yeah,
from Penny Marshall to Bryn Hartman. He's like, I got to meet a normal broad one of these days.
Well, he could have saved his life.
Right. I take Penny
Dumping-
Marshall
dumping Bryn
any
Hartman?
day
Yeah,
over
yeah.
Bryn Hartman.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he played Black Panther in the Marvel movies. Huge. And then he appeared in Spike Lee's The Five Bloods before he filmed his final role in a movie called Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah.
And that was released after he died, a few months after. The film was about blues singer Ma Rainey, and Boseman played troubled trumpet player Levy Green. Like Heath Ledger for the Joker more than a decade earlier, there was excitement that Boseman would win the Best Actor Oscar posthumously. He was heavily favored. If you were betting in Vegas, you would go for Boseman.
Yeah.
It was such a COVID hit ceremony. They decided, let's shake things up. So they announced Best Picture early, like 3 categories earlier, and they saved the Best Actor announcement for the final award of the evening.
Yeah.
Hoping that it was going to be given to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, they're doing the send-off at the end.
Right. and this shows the producers.
But I thought they know all this stuff, so they
No, this showed the producers didn't know, actually.
But TD Waterhouse Cooper knows.
Yeah,
all-
the Price, the Matt Damon lookalike
Price
at Price
Waterhouse,
Waterhouse
yeah.
was doing his job that year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine they sent him back after he flubbed at the 2017 Oscars? They're like, all right, we're going to give you a warning.
I'm sure there's not a lot of longevity for that position.
Especially if you mess up the one easy
Yeah,
job
especially that,
of handing the right envelope.
You don't come back.
So it gets to the end of the night. It's the most boring ceremony in the history.
Yeah.
And they get to the Best Actor moment. And Joaquin Phoenix, who had won for Joker, another Joker Oscar the year before, he takes the stage and he has all the charisma of like a dust mite.
Yeah.
He has no energy. He comes out for the last category. He's like, I really liked all the performances this year, and I'm here to present the award for Best Actor. Okay, so let's listen to the clip.
And the Academy Award for Actor goes to Anthony Hopkins, The Father.
Great movie, by the way.
The Academy congratulates Anthony Hopkins and accepts the Oscar on his behalf. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
That's it.
Not only is that it for that clip, but the ceremony ended
That's
after
the
that.
last word
Street
said.
ended.
Anthony Hopkins wasn't even there, so there's no speech. It's just the most uneventful ending ever to anything.
Maybe people just figured, maybe some of the people working on it, like, this is COVID, fuck it. No one cares about this, about any of this ceremony. No one gives a fuck because we're all like risking getting, infected, so we don't care.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that made news.
Yeah.
Nobody cared, except when it came time to say how crappy the Oscars were.
But didn't Steven Soderbergh, he was the executive producer, he put it all together.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was his ceremony, basically. Like, why would they get the director of Sex, Lies, and Videotape to put together the Oscars?
It makes Full Frontal look a lot better now.
Yeah.
Let's get the guy from Unsane.
Yeah. And let's make an Unsane Oscars. That Oscars was insane. wow, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Boseman's brother, Derek, released a statement saying the family is not upset about the loss, telling TMZ he wishes the winner, Anthony Hopkins, all the best, and that, quote, I'm sure Anthony would if Chad had won as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hopkins said the same thing.
He apologized. Anthony Hopkins apologized.
I know, that's what's so...
Which he shouldn't have to,
He
really.
shouldn't have to. On Instagram, he said, I'm grateful to the Academy and thank you. I want to pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who was taken from us far too early. And again, thank you all very much. I really did not expect this, so I feel very privileged and honored.
But he's at the age he shouldn't have to apologize for that. You know, you get so old, whatever. Like this year, Al Pacino goes, I forgot about the Oscars. You know, he just forgot about it. Like he was invited, he was supposed to go and present. He just said he forgot about
That's
it.
hilarious.
Will Smith needs to wake him up a little.
Yeah. Smack him around and wake this old guy
Or
up.
Chris Rock needs to tell a joke about whoever his wife is.
Al Pacino's here. Holy shit.
Anthony Hopkins can't lose. My one of my writing teachers from UCLA lives in his neighborhood, and when they had the Malibu real bad fires where all the houses burned down, Anthony Hopkins' mansion was the only house that didn't burn down in the neighborhood.
Good for him.
He must have a ton of fucking money saved up over
We need
the
to find out what he got his house made out of.
Yeah. Maybe Buffalo Bill skin or human skin or something.
And winning more Oscars when he's not even favored
Yeah.
at this age.
I'd fuck me.
Final thoughts.
Oh, they're dumb for not giving that to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, that would have been. But it was just such a weird year. Everyone seemed disgruntled. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it was just another thing to complain about on Twitter about that really crappy year.
Are people just tired of the Oscars and everything everything's been going on too long? Maybe just people are just tired of everything.
That's the one silver lining, because I had that epiphany last week with the Will Smith stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking, man, there's some people like Will Smith himself who spend their entire life, their entire career just going after the Oscar.
Yeah.
They think it means something.
Well,
in the past, it used to mean something, but this is the epiphany I had. It doesn't mean a thing anymore. Not in today's world, not in this climate. It really doesn't mean
nothing means anything anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because there was an old Will Smith, there was a round table, not that old, a couple of years ago, round table of Tom Hanks, all these major stars, and Will Smith was amongst these people, and they were all just talking about what made them want to be who they are and stuff. And Will Smith told some story about some girl from his high school that dumped him, and he said his entire career, not just the first 5 years, was succeeding so he could feel better about himself because of that breakup.
What a wacko.
And this is before the slapper, other things, and
So this guy's just in his head.
This guy is nuts.
Yeah.
He's fucked up.
Will Smith is Will Smith. He's going to do what works for him.
Just the sense of entitlement to get on the stage. That is just so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And attack someone.
Yeah. And the fact that he said, he fucks so much he pukes and stuff, and that's why I'm like, all right, well, I'm puking because I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
And it's so...
If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean.
And I do know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm going to have a separate podcast where I talk about that.
And it's so sick what he did that look at all the reactions that keep coming out about it.
Yeah.
You got even Dana Carvey and David Spade saying on their podcast, it triggered us.
Yeah, well, I saw David Spade said something, someone had posted, does she know, did he know that, she has alopecia? And David Spade, Chris Rock didn't have her medical chart when he's when he's riffing on people in the audience. Sorry.
Not every joke's going to be good. Not every joke is going to be tasteful. You're a big celebrity who's been in the game a long time. You know the drill. It was nothing personal.
Yeah.
To react like that, that's like breaking the contract we all had set up with this world.
Yeah. He's got to be done.
He's done.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
You say Bad Boys 2 is canceled because of all this?
4.
Oh,
yeah,
Bad Boys 4? They're up to 4?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know there was a 2 and 3?
No.
2 and 3. That was 20 years ago or something.
Oh my God.
Michael Bay directed 2, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he directed the first 2.
He did the first one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and The Rock.
Wow. Michael Bay's in Bad Boys 2.
Oh, God. Another douchebag.
I heard Bill Hader once saw him at the Playboy Mansion, and he saw Michael Bay. He's like, what are you doing? You know, he's like, I'm a director. He's like, what movies? And I guess Michael Bay just goes, come on, man. Just open his arms up and just like, come on, dude.
What are you, living under a rock? Or The Rock, which I directed?
What are you, Under the Island, which I also directed? I don't want anyone to know about that, though.
What were you, at Pearl Harbor or something?
Yeah, another great one. That'd be the one Kyle saw.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. What am I, a Ninja Turtle?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Rest in
that's
peace,
all,
Michael Bay.
folks.
Ain't it a bitch?
Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, the Oscars.
Rest in peace, Michael Bay.
Rest in peace, the Academy.
Until next year, let's see if it survives.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Google Death and Entertainment.
Friendster.
Everything, baby.
Yeah.
We love you all. Comment, like, subscribe.
Hate mail us.
Hate mail us. Love mail us.
Ay.
And we'll see you next week.
See you later.
The Academy congratulates Anthony Hopkins and accepts the Oscar on his behalf. Thank you.